Scott's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Shooter.
I saw Scott's knees this morning.
Lucky.
Didn't like
You
that.
guys' knees out?
Oh, he's wearing shorts.
Yeah, just
I
my
didn't
right,
even
my
see
left knee.
him.
Yeah.
Well, he walked in the break room. I go, I can see your knees. This is
You got a weird
No,
thing
that's
about
not
that?
what you said. You said, I can see your knees. I can see your knees. Like you were
Are they
very
fresh?
like
Like
alert,
It
alert,
was an alarm.
alert. I can see Scott's knees.
But if you look at Rizz's legs right now as he's sitting down, you'll be able to see his
yeah,
knee.
I've,
Yeah, you got the old '90s knee hole.
Yeah, I made this hole myself. Thank you.
Like you did.
You got Wayne's World jeans on right now?
Yes, I do.
That's cool.
Oh, dude, Wayne's World 2 was on Saturday morning.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great sequel. Like, you know, and there's probably some people who are like, oh, it's not as good as the original. Of course not. But it's good in its own right.
Naked Indian, Jim Morrison,
Kim Basinger
Kim Basinger. That's right.
doing
Are you
Garth's laundry.
Are you wearing cologne? My woman likes me in cologne.
You wearing Brute? He's got his hair combed.
And it was like Saturday morning. I was up early. And I'm like, ooh, man, have my cup of coffee, watching Wayne's World 2. The original director didn't direct. Right, the second one?
Let me see.
Yeah,
I think there was a
wasn't
falling
there-
out.
Yeah, there was a controversy because it was the gal that
Penelope
did.
Spears
Yeah,
did the first one.
she did the first. And what was the
It was
controversy?
the Bohemian Rhapsody.
That was
been a
part of
point
it.
of contention for a long time, whether she wanted it and fought him for it because they were going to do GNR,
Right.
or if it was the other way around and Mike Myers fought her over it. But it was
I
like a
think it
point
was-
of contention, and then
It was a full editorial thing. I think
It
she
was.
had a vision, he had a vision,
Yeah.
and they fought over it. Definitely a different tone for both movies.
Yeah.
What's wild is that
Steven Surgic is the director of Wayne's World 2.
and didn't Wayne's World 1 come out in '92? Because this says Wayne's World 2 came out in '93, so they were only a year apart.
Dang.
Yeah, 93 because because Aerosmith, Get a Grip, I think, came out in 1993. And Shut Up and Dance was the last song they did in the movie, and I believe that's off of Get a Grip. So that would make sense.
And the whole, like, them going into the radio station.
Oh, my God, the best.
And I'd explain to the kids, because my daughter walked down when that scene was on Handsome Dan.
Yes.
Handsome Dan and Mr. Scream.
I love Mr. Scream.
And I go, kids, this is like an old radio station. Like when Dad used to play music on the radio, this was it.
Yeah. And don't you find that Handsome Dan, when he's sidetracked and his brain is cut in three pieces and he's like doing the interview, changing the carts,
Whoa.
doing the, pow! Like, that is what it's like being on the radio.
Yes, that's what I explained to my kids.
That's great.
Like Handsome Dan was with the carts and interviewing, Wayne and Garth, they're doing their thing. Every once in a while he'd go, and then he'd go back to his thing. Whoa.
Hit a sound effect. Three, your brain is in thirds.
Yay!
It says
That's it.
Penelope Spheris, who directed the first film, believes that Myers encouraged the studio not to have her back due to personality conflicts that they had during making the first film. Then Kim Basinger said that she only worked for 3 days on the thing. And when she was approached, she said she never saw it at Wayne's World, so she has no idea what it was. But Dana Carvey clean called her and said, we're really going to have fun. Please do this with me.
Yes.
Oh, man, she's in a tight white dress.
Yes.
Damn.
The epitome. She and Tia Carrera are two of the most beautiful women to ever walk the earth, and both of them are stunning in Wayne's World 2. Cassandra, remember whenever she's dancing at the bar with
Christopher
Walken, and Cassandra's got that tight black vest on. She's got this necklace. I've been trying to channel that look my whole life, and I never will.
Dude, Wayne's World 2 earned $13.5 million during its opening weekend. It was intended to be a Christmas season blockbuster. Didn't do so hot, though, because it opened at the same time as Mrs. Doubtfire, Schindler's List, and The Pelican Brief.
What a great year for
Wow.
movies, though. Wow.
Whoops.
Dang.
And the scene where they're training the roadies for Wayne Stock and Chris Farley. R.I.P. Chris Farley. When they're shooting tennis balls at him. And the guy, they're roadies in training, so he pulls down the microphone with the rope.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to come out and...
Dale?
They're supposed to come out and grab the microphone and put it back up.
Yeah.
And he's shooting tennis balls at him. And Chris Farley's getting pelted.
Right.
And he's on the ground screaming and crying.
I never learned how to read.
I got no place to go.
go.
Oh, my God. Watch Wayne's World 2. Listen, don't expect to see a masterpiece,
Oh, it is.
but it is a trip down memory lane.
So good.
So that earned 13.
That's an Officer and a Gentleman reference, right? I got no place to go.
I got no place to go.
Isn't that Richard Gere and
I bet it is. There's so many little
Lawrence,
Easter eggs in it.
or what's his name? Louis Gossett Jr.?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of like late 80s, early 90s references that if we watch now, we go, oh man, I recognize that, but I couldn't pin it.
I didn't realize Kevin Pollock's in it, who's
Kevin
been on the
Pollak,
show,
yeah.
who was he was the guy at the Parks Department. He had to do the paperwork. He had the one eye that was a different color.
Cross the T's and dot the lowercase J's.
I'm still laughing about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not drunk, guys. I promise you.
But you know what? That's our era. That's our era of a movie. Like I remember renting that and watching it a million times.
My kids
in the
walked
90s.
away within 3 minutes. They were like, this is garbage, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down,
Burn.
my cup of coffee, watching Wayne's World 2. The girl comes downstairs, the boy comes downstairs. What are you watching, Dad? Wayne's World 2. Papa Squat.
Bonding.
Nope. Out. Onto their phones, watching YouTube shorts.
That makes me sad.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll take it.
You know, I tried to do Mike Myers the service of finishing that Pentaveret thing, and I did finally finish it.
I have no desire to even watch that.
Tim loved it.
I liked the spirit of what Mike was trying to do.
Yeah.
But he was almost trying to do something that was modern, that was like old Mike.
And that was a Netflix thing last year. It was him playing like 15 different characters.
I feel like it was older. I feel like it was like a pandemic.
Oh, no.
It wasn't?
Oh, no. I think it was last year. And that came and went very quickly.
Yeah, like it's Mike doing Mike. It just didn't hit like it should have.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching Austin Powers again, but like older Austin Powers. Like he was doing all the characters, and it had that same vibe of those old movies that he would be a million people in, and I just didn't like it as much.
Yeah. It just wasn't.
The Pentaveret.
It just wasn't. You know, it kind of reminded me of what was that Steve Carell thing that came out about Space Force or something? Was it called Space Force?
It was called Space Force.
That was another one that I was like, oh my god! I mean, you watch it and you're like, oh, this should be
Good. And there's so many good people in this.
I'm not sure what it's missing, but it's just off.
Close. It feels. I think it's one of those where almost every page turn, you're like, it's gonna hit. This next moment's gonna be it.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't happen,
like,
and so then you're like, okay, the next page.
That was a really good fastball.
Yeah,
that
like we're
was
close
just
here
outside
with
the
this.
zone.
There's something missing.
Man, because it's shot beautifully and it's exciting, but yeah.
Well, so you missed it, Moon. You were out, and we'll get to where you were this weekend in a couple minutes here. But Friday, Lern came in a pink dress.
Well, I seen it. It was
Obviously
all over socials.
ready to go see Barbie over the weekend. And you said that Tim had bought tickets and didn't tell you what the tickets were for. You were going to go to a movie. I was assuming you bought you tickets to go see Barbie.
Well, so we went to B&B Theaters in Wildwood. I didn't know until... So I kept my head down. I wanted the fun. So as we're walking into the theaters, I looked like a total lunatic looking down, like I didn't want to see what we were walking into. And these kids are like, "What's up with her?" And so we sit down. We're the second couple in the theater.
Oh, so you didn't even you walked into the theater.
She didn't
not
want to see the
knowing-
sign.
I wanted full fun. I was in full fun Friday mode. Okay.
I love
I mean,
it.
he obviously bought you tickets for Barbie.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
not obviously.
You just said that you're surrounded by kids.
No, walking in the theater.
Oh, okay.
Walking in the theater.
The
So-
kids are all like, "Oh, Oppenheimer,
We're
here
the
we
second,
go."
and I want to see Oppenheimer too. And I told him, I was like, "Hey, either one, I'm down."
Were you still wearing the dress?
No, I had on by that it's Friday night. I had on yoga pants. I'm not wearing that stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, I get into the theater, and I'm keeping my head down because I'm like, okay, people are going to start trickling in, and if they got pink and sequins on, I'm going to know what's going on, and I'm like keeping my head down, and because I really wanted to be surprised. And then all of a sudden, these like a bachelor party wave of bachelorettes like come running in like, woo! Like, and I
girls.
go, we are definitely at Barbie right now. And so Tim was like,
Yeah, you're
really
not wooing
upset.
into Oppenheimer.
Chris, no!
Atomic bombs.
Yeah.
And so we saw Barbie. Yeah,
Did you like it?
I did. I really liked it.
You loved it?
I didn't love it. I really liked it though. Yeah. I
letter
cried.
grade.
I cried at Barbie, and I think a lot of women have been crying in it. It's definitely got a great message. This is also so great. So before the movie even starts, the theater's filling up, and Tim and I are sitting down, and I'm on the end. Tim's to my left, and then another couple sits down, another guy and a girl, and the guy sits next to Tim and whispers to him, goes, "How do we find ourselves here?" You know, like, and Tim looked at me. He's like, "I bought the damn tickets." Like, you know, like he's so not of that.
Affirm my masculinity.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that guy got a big message in the movie because, like, exactly what had happened just then happens a lot in the movie with dudes, like, trying to be ultra masculine and it not really translating.
Well, it's not man-hating feminist propaganda.
It's not man-hating
It
or
sounds
propaganda. It got a
Sounds like it
feminist
to me.
message.
The general review I've heard is message over story, and that the message is really good.
Yes, that's the perfect way to say it. Also, something that happened on this show happened in the movie, and I was laughing out loud because there's a point in the movie where we're talking about, you know, feminism versus masculinity, and when you guys found out that I had not seen The Godfather, and I still haven't seen it, and you're like, "Oh, you got to see The Godfather." That happens in the movie, and it was perfectly done.
Barbie never saw The Godfather?
Yeah, she'd never seen. All the women in Barbie Land had never seen The Godfather.
Count me in there too, man.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of them.
it was good.
That's a shame.
So what's the letter grade?
That's a shame.
Yes,
I
you
would
can.
so like a letter grade, like A through D or what? So
A through
Ref.
F.
A through Z.
I think you got to see it. I think it's a must see for everybody. I would give it an A.
An A?
You got to see
Whoa.
it. I love.
So typically, and I don't know if I don't remember if this is your rule, Rizz, or if it's just mine. I won't give it an A unless it's something I will watch again.
Oh yeah, I'd watch it again.
Cool.
And I would watch it even more. I didn't have any adult beverages with me or anything. I was completely sober watching it, and it'd be really fun to watch if you're.
Oh, on that day.
Having
All the
some
theaters now
drinks.
have bars, right? Pretty much every
Yeah.
theater has a bar.
I think so.
I don't know. I don't drink.
Did,
Now, Wildwood B&B's got a nice bar.
Yeah, I just didn't have any drinks on
What an
Friday.
idiot.
Well,
they all have bars now.
I can't think of a theater that does not have a bar.
Well, I
Or
guess
at
I'm
least
not
serves
looking for it.
alcohol.
there's a couple. There's still a couple twin theaters out there somewhere that's not serving booze.
I think the thing I liked about it the most, though, was the marketing for this movie versus what you sit down and watch. Dude, they completely, as far as like, you know, burying the lead, they buried the lead on the message that you're going to get from this movie. And I think that's the smartest thing that Greta Gerwig could have ever done with it. Because if they would have come out of the gates with the message in the marketing, nobody would have gone to see this. Everybody would have been, you know, I don't want to do, you know, everybody be curmudgeon
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
going to see it when it comes
What's
out.
the message?
I'm going to see it when it comes out on streaming.
Okay. Your kids saw it and they
My
liked it.
both kids saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
The boy liked it.
That's good.
The girl was like, it's all right.
All right. As a woman, it'll make you go back to a time in your life that you forgot about. And the thing that I got really, and this is like a trigger warning for anybody who's like got mom issues, you will be bawling your eyes out because there's such a healthy mother-daughter message in it. And it's a beautiful message that I was not expecting.
You know, my daughter wasn't a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
She never was. She never had Barbie doll. She had one Barbie doll.
Yeah, probably not a connection for her then, you know. But maybe your wife would be. Did she go see it with?
No.
Okay.
She went with a friend, and it was funny. We were going to go pick her up yesterday, and, you know, we're sitting out in the parking lot, and like, when is this damn movie going to end? And all of a sudden, doors fly open, and a sea of pink.
Yeah.
I guess the movie's over.
Yeah, I saw some tweet where a guy, of course, was like, "This is Barbie," and it was like a hot, real woman with like a voluptuous woman, not this desexualized Margot Robbie version. And I'm like,
Are you out of your mind?
and I was like, "Well, dude, if you're sexualizing Barbie, that's kind of on you, dude. Like, that's a toy, brother, for like kids. Like, I get that Barbie was like hot or whatever when we were kids. You know, I used to make her make out with G.I. Joes in
Heck yeah.
Lincoln Log Cabin with a neighbor girlfriend of mine, but he got a little steamy. Duke was a lot shorter than her, but he gave it a good effort. You know what I mean? But it was just that was a weird take for me, where I was like, yeah, it's not for you, dude. This isn't like this isn't a porn parody. It's a PG-13 movie for daughters and mothers.
I saw people saying that Margot Robbie was not a good Barbie because she wasn't hot enough.
No, I saw that complaint as well, and they call this out in the movie.
What?
Good.
So Helen Mirren is the narrator of the film.
No way.
And she does so good. And like at one point of the movie, again, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but at one point in the movie, Margot Robbie or Barbie is upset about something, and Helen Mirren comes in and addresses Margot Robbie. Like, she breaks the fourth wall or third wall or whatever it is from the person. Like, so calls it out in the middle of the movie about how gorgeous Margot Robbie is. And, like, there's this. It's a great movie. It was funny.
It did well.
Had a great message.
What, 155 mil?
Yeah, it did really well.
It busted the box office, yeah.
Oppenheimer did very well as well, at 80 mil.
80 million,
I mean, it was a huge opening weekend for both those movies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but not even close. I was kind of expecting the way it was being presented that it was going to be like Barbie edges out Oppenheimer by 5 million, 10 million. It's almost double.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son and daughter said both showings that they were at completely packed.
Yeah.
Dang.
Good for the theater.
Yeah, that's
Completely
awesome.
For real.
Yeah, what's my AMC stock up to today?
Was your showing packed too?
Yeah. I mean, sold out.
Yeah, it's good. People going back to movies.
It's got to be encouraging for the actors on set today and the writers just hustling, getting stuff done.
Scott.
What?
Well, with the premiere of the Barbie movie, you figure. How about this? When people went to go see Avatar, do you remember people were very depressed after leaving Avatar
Because they couldn't live on Pandora?
Because they couldn't live in the magical world of Pandora.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild time. The internet was I don't know, man. It was revealing a lot.
People were losing their minds because they left the Avatar world, the world of Pandora.
Yeah.
And they're back into reality. And I want to go back to Pandora. Now people are leaving Barbie, and they want to look like Barbie.
Yeah. Oh, not me.
So now there is a plastic surgeon out there,
boy.
out in Long Island. His name is Dr. Scott Blyer, also known as Dr. B. Fixin.
Ooh. Hey.
He's on some bus stops, I take it.
Dr. B.
They call me
Fixin.
Dr. B. Fixin.
And he says he is offering the Barbie of your dreams experience with a $120,000 full body makeover.
Oh, great.
Holy smokes.
Oh, goodness.
You could, if
Where
you
does
want to
that
look
start?
like Barbie, he'll do that for you. If you want to look like Ken, he'll do that for you as well.
I mean, I would get a nose job, I guess. If I could just if that could just be the only thing I did and I could look a little bit more like Margot Robbie, then okay, yes, I'm down. But not $120,000. Like, I wouldn't go full
$120,000
body.
is offering the Barbie or Ken package. So $120,000 for Barbie, $111,000 for Ken. He says he's getting blown up from people all over the world trying to book appointments.
Really?
Dr. B. Fixin, he says each patient gets their choice of 3 different body surgeries and 2 minor face surgeries. So if you want to look like Ken, he'll do 6-pack etching.
Oh.
6-pack etching.
And that,
Does it stay above the waist?
How is that done? Is that with lipo of some sort?
He says we could add fat to your muscles and sort of give you a more muscular appearance.
Oh, wow.
That'd be hilarious. You flex and you just push it and it's still really soft, but it looks sweet.
You can inject it into the muscle and it gives you the appearance of a stronger, bigger chest or arms, quads, and we could put it in your jawline, your cheeks, and your chin. On the women's side, he'll do a lot of lipo, stomach, back, sides.
Dude,
They'll give you a Malibu butt lift.
I don't know if they still show this, but it was like on TLC or one of those things, and I saw it was one of those like surgery shows. Like, hey, this is a reality surgery show, and it was some model or something going in for lipo. And once I saw how that's done, I was like, I mean, I still have it's nightmares.
Nightmares.
For me, it makes me feel really.
The wand.
Yeah, like ugh.
You ever see
Makes
them
me
do
lightheaded.
lipo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
I don't
pretty
know
rough.
I don't know why it bothers me so much. But,
Like they're like clogging and
yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting
it's
I'm getting like squirmy.
Hey, lipo is like when I clean in between my seats of my car.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
What it pretty much feels like to me is like if you took a video of me cleaning between the seats of my car with the car wash vacuum,
Yeah,
that's
man.
pretty much what they're doing to you during lipo.
That's what it is.
They're cleaning your seats.
Yeah, I've seen some like gnarly things, and I don't get squirmy with like blood or any of that. But for some reason, that one, I just
It's kind of the same thing, really, too.
I remember that scene.
Just finding old French fries and gobstoppers
Yeah, exactly.
years ago.
Oh, that's
Getting them
what I
out of there. It's
Lodged
pretty
into my
much the
love
same.
handles.
The more I think about it, the more it's kind of the exact same procedure.
It is the exact same procedure.
And you know what? Waterway's got free vacuums.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Heck
just
yeah.
go in there and
Yeah.
jam one in my navel and see if I can come in 10 pounds
See what you-
lighter
see
next
what
week.
you get.
Hello, Waterway. This is my anesthesiologist. He's going to go ahead and put me out, and you just clean the seats for me.
Boys, spare no expense. There's $20 in it for you.
And they fill like bladder bags.
Right.
They fill the bladder bags full of like this weird yellow, pink goo that's inside you. And it's akin to what we used to fill the ice cream machines with at McDonald's.
Yeah,
those bladder bags.
I guess we know where it goes.
The shake machine, you mean?
Well, it was ice cream machines.
Oh, okay.
We were when I was in the service.
Like the yellow powder.
That's what they used.
It was whatever liquid ice cream.
That's what they used in Alien to put on the aliens. I just don't know why I remember that detail. Was whatever the thickening agent is for McDonald's shakes. That's what the syrup that makes the shakes thick is what they used for like alien goo.
Oh, like the dripping.
The movie Aliens. Yeah.
Wow.
Like the dripping goo.
I caught up. Current events.
Oh.
While you were out seeing Barbie, I finally watched John Wick 4 this weekend. That's how far behind. One? Yeah,
great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it is what it is. The John Wicks to me are all. They are what they are.
It's a body count movie.
It is not.
It's the Barbie movie for guys.
And dude, and everybody always crashes on me for this. Like, I love that stuff. I love like Old Boy. And I mean, I love.
It doesn't try to be anything it's not.
Right, but at the same time, I find myself checking out halfway through, almost like Showgirls. Remember how like if you saw Showgirls,
I walked out of the theater, which is hard to say. That's the only movie I've ever walked. 2 movies I've walked out. Showgirls and a movie called Mindhunters with LL Cool J. Those were the 2.
But do you remember, like, when Showgirls came out, you're like, oh, yeah, of course I think I want to see this. And then, like, halfway through, you go, wait a second.
Okay.
Boobs are boring?
Yeah.
How did this movie
I only
make
felt
boobs
that
boring?
way once in my life.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it was so much of one thing that you're just kind of like, okay, I can't take any more of this. I think I'm gone. That's how John
And for a
Wick
guy
was
to
for
say
me.
that, Lern,
It's big.
it's big.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute, this was Showgirls.
monumental.
But I think you all had the striptease in your head.
What's her name? Elizabeth Shannon?
Elizabeth
Shannon
Birkin or
Berkeley.
Berkeley, yes.
Who was Elizabeth
You're
Shannon?
thinking of Shannon Elizabeth.
Shannon
You know.
That's from American Pie.
American Pie.
I had been waiting my whole
Foreign
life
exchange student, right?
to see her topless. Do you know what I mean?
I do
Saved
know.
by the Bell. Saved by the Bell, the college years.
Right.
Then, apparently, she dropped out of college and became a showgirl because that. And I
to pay
think
for college.
I felt bad for her because I think she thought this is going to launch me into like a serious acting career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she's like, I've been on all these kids shows.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful, talented actress, and I feel like that movie like wrecked her career.
Oh, yeah. She didn't do anything after that.
She didn't do anything after that, dude.
Yeah, but wasn't that like the follow-up to Demi Moore's striptease?
I think they came out almost simultaneously, and I
Did
think Showgirls might have been first.
Okay.
But it was just
Striptease had a story.
Right. It was a great movie.
This was just boobs for boobs. It was just gratuitous. And I'm not saying that John Wick is gratuitous in a way that it doesn't understand. It's obviously like it's meant for that. I'm just saying what it did to me reminded me of what Showgirls did to me.
Yeah.
And halfway through, I was like, wait, I think I don't know what happened in the last 5 minutes. My brain turned off.
When I watched John Wick 4, and I hope you were in the same mindset, you went into it knowing this is what it is. It's going to be an hour and a half of just
Longer than that.
killing.
Yeah.
It's like when I saw that movie Sisu. It's almost the same thing.
Oh, is it?
Really?
Yeah.
That looks good. I watched the preview for that on Apple TV
It's
and was
great.
like, I marked it for later. Is it good?
It's great. Oh, you weren't here when I talked about it.
No. I wasn't here for the Godfather conversation either. I'm getting caught up.
Sisu, excellent. I
heard it's good.
The main character says 4 words in the movie. The rest is just clever ways of killing Nazis.
That was the thing I noticed about John Wick. Early on in John Wick 4, I did have to go. This is how I know. I had to go back, even though I've seen the other 3 on Wikipedia. Like I paused it 5 minutes in. And I go, what's happening? What's the story here? Because I'm like, I don't really remember anything about the other 3 other than John Wick's a badass. And he killed a bunch of people. Like I kind of remember the hotel rules getting broken, but I didn't remember. And I remember his dog.
The basics.
Yeah, and I went back and I was looking through Wikipedia and like, there's no discernible difference between 1, 2, and 3.
No,
other than the body count. And I was like, all right, cool. And I'm not complaining about that. It is what it is. It never tried to be anything else. And then I started paying attention to the dialogue in 4, and I was like, man, this is a first draft. Nobody went through. Yeah. Some of the dialogue is so choppy and bad, and it doesn't ruin the movie. It doesn't affect the movie. It was just like some of the lines. I'm like, that was a first effort.
Lauren,
this character's life seems very tension filled.
Hello, John. Hello. Whoa. I'm going to kill you now. okay. It was literally like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, almost like someone did a first pass of dialogue. And they're like, we'll figure this out later when we get all the action done.
And then
they're
we
like,
forgot?
We forgot, yeah.
Lern, let me tell you about the weekend I became desensitized to topless women.
All right, tell me.
Is this the Showgirls weekend?
No, this is Woodstock 99.
Oh,
that would, yes, I would understand that.
Woodstock 99, got up there. It was Thursday night before the doors. Friday morning, everybody was in a great mood. Women, it was 1,000 degrees out.
Yeah.
Everybody, all looking forward, all in a great mood, looking forward to a great weekend of rock and roll music. It's hot out. Women are feeling free. Shades of Woodstock 69. Hey, free love, walking around topless. I'm like, cool.
This is awesome.
This is awesome. This
Right.
is going to be a weekend of this. Just topless women everywhere. And then Saturday, you know, all right, yeah, topless women.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
That's a thing.
Everybody's a little dirtier.
Yeah.
Yeah, still cool. Still cool. Sunday, I was like, hey, put your top on.
Smelly boobies.
Sunday, I was like, I've had too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
You got. What are you doing? Does your father know you're here and what you're doing?
Was it the forcing of women crowd surfing with clothes and then the men taking the clothes off of the women and they didn't want that, or? Because that's the real story of Woodstock
Well, yes,
99.
that's a real story. That I didn't experience that part of it.
Right.
I was more, walking amongst,
Yeah.
amongst the sea of people in the Midway area. I was like, everybody was dirty at that point Sunday, and I was like,
So you were there for like the burning down of everything?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, the whole thing.
I'm glad you got out alive.
Oh yeah. Story for another day.
Okay.
Story for another day. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed Barbie. Moon out on Long Island over the weekend. Actually got an email from a Hooshe listener who was out there and saw you. The headline was Moon visits Lawn Guyland, and I just saw the title of the email. And what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Lawn LAWN space Guyland.
I saw that and thought it was a new landscaping company I should be looking
That's what
into.
I thought too.
I was like, oh, cool. That is exactly what I need right now.
Good morning, lady and gentlemen. Just want to start off by saying I love the show and thank you for making me laugh. In 2020, I lost my brother, who was also a fan of the show, and I was really struggling for a long time. Listening to you guys after Jeff passed away and the way you handled it really helped me pull me out of my depression, so I thank you all tremendously. Rafe and Lern have added so much depth.
Oh.
Been a fan of the show, Podcast Weirdo, and a fan of Moon's music for many years. I moved to Long Island. Get it? Long Island?
Love it.
Long Island is how they say it out there. And over the weekend, I was able to watch Moon perform with Goldfinger, and they rocked big time. How about you rocking big time? He actually sent some pictures over.
Thank you, man.
Great.
I was just wondering if you were able to explore the island at all.
You know what? I'm assuming he's talking about like the full-on Long Island.
Like, were you able to do anything other than
No,
play your show?
It was actually quite a lot of travel this weekend. So we flew in, and I stayed in. I thought we were staying in Long Island, but we didn't. We stayed in Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah, Jamaica, Queens. So
not the best of areas. Not really much to do there.
it's just a neighborhood. Yes, it's like a big giant neighborhood. Like there's nothing there. We found the one diner that was there. We ate. And then when we went into Long Island, I thought I was going to like kind of be able to chill. But the way that they had this festival is in a place called Patchogue. I've been to Long Island 100 times,
Long Island,
but
yeah.
I've never been to Patchogue. But it seemed pretty cool. It was like, I mean, these houses are on the water, guys. Like it's not really beaches or anything, but there's these beautiful houses all along the water. And they do this big festival, like basically in like a playground, like in a park that's on a pier and all this. But the way they had it kind of structured, they were using every square foot of area for these stages. I think there's like 4 stages. It was us and Dirty Heads and a bunch of other people. And Phil Lesh, I guess, was playing the night afterwards.
From, the Grateful Dead.
So, but it's really cool, apparently, and our emailer, thanks for all this information. Actually,
that's from Justin.
Yeah, Justin actually emailed me after that. We've been going back and forth this morning. He said that, like, Patchogue is awesome, and they do all these concerts all the time. So, like, you're in the backyard of these beach houses.
That's
and stuff.
cool.
And it was really cool. The only part that wasn't cool was that my buddy, who also lives there, said, he goes, yeah, just don't touch the water.
What?
I was like, why? Why? And
Is that on the Long Island Sound?
Hell, I don't know. This is some Bay, South. It was South Bay Music Festival. So I'm assuming it's South Bay. I really don't know. But he goes, I've surfed in a lot of places. I've been in. He goes, I'll swim in damn near anything, but I will not go in that water.
Is that where known for medical waste?
Wow.
I'm not sure.
We're known for medical waste. Yeah.
He didn't go into
Well,
it.
that was like on Long Island years ago, and I'm not sure if it's the same way. You know, out on. Have you played at Jones Beach?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Jones Beach, There's a.
That's the same. That's the same area, right? Our friends were there. They have a stage, right? That like, and the barrier is water.
Yes.
At Jones Beach. Okay, I went in that water. A bunch of us jumped in.
Yeah,
that.
Jones Beach Amphitheater. It's cool because the stage is separate. Like, the stage is one place and it's separate, and where the crowd is, it's separated by water.
Dude, it's awesome. The barricade is water.
Barricade is water.
It is so freaking wild and kind of fun. And in our DVD, Scott, do you remember in the DVD when we all jumped in naked? That was the water.
Y'all came up like with syringes all over you.
Oh, and that's what somebody said. Somebody recognized it and said, "Dude, that's like the worst place in the country to get in in any water. It's like tankers, like leftover gas, and right because there's all these like tankers that come in there. Ooh, gross.
Nice.
I don't know if you can do it anymore, and it was just pre 9/11. But at Jones Beach, you could pull your boat up to the stage
And watch the show.
and watch
That
the show.
is cool.
And I mean, that's where we used to do our radio station festival. I mean, we saw Limp Bizkit play there, Rage Against the Machine,
I think
Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I think that's what I've played. It was always a radio fest of some sort.
Yeah, you can pull your boat up to the stage and just dock and watch the show. Yeah, cool scene.
Kind of neat. And this
a lot of medical waste.
Yeah, this was similar. I think. I think there's some
Cool
people
scene.
out there in the.
A lot of medical waste.
I think that's the same. I mean, it's the same water. I thought. Maybe not. I get lost.
It all
up there.
connects.
Like, dude,
It all
you know,
connects
I'm from
somehow.
Missouri, so when you hear Long Island, you think it's like this like little part right next to Manhattan or something. But
No,
dude,
it's huge.
It's like a 3-hour long island that
didn't
you're just
realize
kind of out in
that.
the middle of nowhere.
Pull your boat up, but you have to burn the boat
Yes,
directly
after,
afterwards.
Yes, after. Yeah, I
Just
mean,
leave
if
it.
you go from Manhattan to Montauk, which is the end,
Yeah, that's what somebody was saying that end
it's
is
like
beautiful.
3 hours. Oh, it's where all the rich people go.
Oh, okay. So somebody said that, and I guess we passed by the Hamptons.
The Hamptons is very, very rich. You know, Montauk is rich folk as
Hey,
well.
Is the water
Hamptons
safe
is
there?
nice, but a lot of medical waste.
A lot of no, there's no medical waste. Rich people,
A lot of medical work.
yes. Where do you think the medical waste comes from? From the Hamptons.
Yeah.
It's a wild.
Everybody trying to look like Barbie and Ken.
It's a wild part of the country because when you're looking at it, you're like, wow, this is still New York. This is Long Island, but it looks like, I don't know, Carolinas or something. It's all beach and woods. You don't see the city. You don't see any of that stuff. You're just
Yeah,
kinda
you don't
out
even
on the
realize
street.
you're in New York.
Yeah, it's very, very different. But the crowds were wonderful. It was a super fun show. I will say, when I was going to have my walkabout time after sound check, poured down rain.
It
Poured.
sucks.
So I didn't get to adventure.
And then you went to Boston on Saturday.
Yeah, that night we stuck around until about 1 a.m.
Did you drive up there? Or
Yeah.
you took a plane?
No. We drove. I
That's
did
a
not-
long drive,
I
too.
did not sleep this weekend. So all of Dirty Head set happened, and then we collected all the merch and everything. Then we got in a van. We drove all the way to Boston, just outside of Boston. And then I got there probably like 3 or 4 a.m. And then I had a 9 a.m. Bus call for van call to get over to Boston for sound check. And we played House of Blues in Fenway. Fenway is beautiful, man. You know I hate the Red Sox, but dude, the Red Sox had a doubleheader against the Mets that day. They were finishing a game from the night before they started in the 4th inning. And man, what a freaking cool town. Boston is awesome. Boston
I've only
is-
been there once.
Dude, it's truly awesome. The House of Blues is on Lansdowne Street next to the Green Monster. So it's just like I was just in baseball heaven, basically, right
fun,
there with,
man.
I mean, tons and tons of Mets fans. It was New York and Boston.
I don't know. Is it one of those things like when a St. Louis person goes to Chicago? It's like, ooh, you're going to Chicago. You're almost not supposed to go there.
A little bit with the Red Sox thing. Dude,
I
remember-
felt like from New York, we weren't supposed to go to Boston.
Well, you know what? That's
And
what I
it's so
thought
stupid.
too. But everywhere you looked were Mets fans. Everywhere. It was different. And I was down there when the Cardinals got beat by the Red Sox in 2004 at the World Series. So I have like some intense memories there. But dude, that ballpark, as much as it's a cheater's park, but people are just so baseballed out there. And being from St. Louis, it was really, really cool to see. So we had great shows, great time,
Cool.
great weather.
Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend. You had an adventurous weekend.
It was fun.
I went to a.
Met a lot of Rizz Show fans, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
A lot of people came out. Hollis, shout out to Hollis. She's St. Louis transplant. She's been in Boston for a while. She hung out late into the evening. It was like filled with Rizz Show fans. A lot of
Awesome.
transplants. A lot of St. Louis transplants up there.
Yeah.
I saw somebody. Is that the chick with the Donnie Fandango?
Yeah,
shirt?
she had her Donnie shirt on.
Oh, that's awesome. Up
She
in
posted
Boston,
a
huh?
photo.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
That's great.
I went to a pool party on on Saturday. Here's typical Rizz, guys. This is a look inside my mind. So it was a bunch of different families. I think 7 families. This is a very nice house down in South County. And I declared before I went, I'm not getting wet.
Why?
I went to a pool party and declared I'm not getting wet.
I love that you have to declare it.
Before I before I even left the house. Like everybody's got their bathing suits and the beach bag and
It's a pool party. Yes.
it's a pool party and I go I'm not getting wet.
Yeah.
Like my wife
do the
goes,
whole
she's like,
time?
"Where's your bathing suit?" I go, "I'm not getting wet."
You just sat there.
And I walked in, great backyard, like great pool. All the guys were in the water.
Shirts off.
Oh, everybody, yeah.
Your shirt was off.
No, I was fully dressed. I wasn't getting wet.
Oh my gosh.
Bold move.
You still should have taken your shirt off.
We talked about this Friday. I was kind of curious which way you'd go. You seemed like you were teetering on the fence Friday.
I mean, there was a water slide. The kids
There was a water slide?
The kids took off their clothes immediately and they jumped in the pool. There was other kids there. All the dads were, with their with the floats and the beers on top of the float. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I had a good time sitting on the side of the pool. I just didn't want to get wet.
Did anybody we're going to throw you in?
No. I think that whole I'm going to throw you in the pool thing. Once everybody got really expensive cell phones.
Yeah.
I think that kind of stopped.
gone?
Yeah.
That kind of
It's
stopped
gone.
happening.
All right.
You only see it, and it's always set up. It's always set up.
Well, I was also at a pool party on Saturday up in Troy. My friends Lisa and Carla host every year. And so my mom, my aunt, and I, we took my mom's 1971 VW bus up there.
Nice.
Oh, man, it's such a blast being in the
busted.
back
Did you
of
get
that
wet?
thing. I did. I got wet. I was on
Okay.
a raft with a German Shepherd was on a raft with me. And we had the best time ever. I mean, it's a pool party. You get in the water, bud.
Well, on the host of the party, it's like, you getting that guy? I'm just gonna say.
I didn't bring my suit with me.
And then he goes, "You didn't bring a suit?" I go, "Nah, I didn't even bring a suit.
I got one for guests.
I got one.
He goes, "Oh, you can borrow one." I go, I'm not borrowing your bathing suit.
Is that weird for
That's
you?
worse than not having one.
Because the crotch netting, it's kind of weird.
I will never borrow somebody's bathing suit.
Do all trunks have the crotch netting?
No.
No,
No.
surf trunks don't.
Yeah.
Or board
Board
shorts.
shorts.
As
Board
they call
shorts. Right on.
Never borrowing somebody's bathing suit. Gross.
Oh, you got to. That's how Southern Illinois. That's how I was raised. Hey, you forgot your bathing suit? Wear your cousin Mariah's. Okay. It's like hanging off. We're not the same size.
Not fitting right.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, just go up to. I got a, and I'm good, man. I don't feel like getting wet today.
Did you feel like maybe you were kind of ruining the party though?
No.
Okay, good. I would, if it was my pool party, I would have been upset that you did not partake.
This is an episode of Curb in real life.
Yeah.
That's a very Larry David thing to
I
do.
was
That's
still-
a very Larry David reaction to have.
I was still involved in conversations.
Did you put your feet in? You hung out on the
blame
No, I didn't even put my feet in. I don't want to take my shoes off either.
Oh my gosh! You got to at least put your toots into
No,
the
I sat in a
pool.
chair on the side. I had a couple of cocktails. I feel like I wasn't bothering anybody. I was still,
Somebody grilling. You can always hang by the grill.
It was a catered affair.
Was some other man throwing your
so-
kid up in the air doing tricks with your kids, and you felt like, I should be out there?
That's the best when that happens.
Oh.
Yeah, your wife was on his shoulders playing chicken with another wife, and you're like, you guys have fun.
Have fun. Have fun.
You're just,
No, I didn't feel weird at all. I just sat in a lounge chair at the side of the pool. Again, I was participating in conversations, laughing. I just didn't feel like getting wet.
Okay. All right.
Is that wrong?
No, I mean,
Nah, you're good.
You're living your truth. I mean, I'm upset for you, but that's fine. It's just me stuff.
Still had a good time.
Good.
Still had a great time. And when everybody got in the car at night, because I had the top off the Jeep, everybody froze their asses off. Guess who didn't? This guy. Because he
Glad-
didn't get wet.
Glad you did that.
No, man, you're good. I have pool parties. We have pool parties at our house. It is my house. I have all my swim trunks there. And I will have days where I'm like, I won't get wet.
yeah.
Today's not a wet day. Sorry.
Yeah, but you live there, so it's like you can do that. You get a pass.
See, nobody gives me a pass at my own pool. They're like, you have your own stuff here. I mean, you can go shower if you want. I'm just like,
Again, I just don't feel like getting wet.
It's not a wet day for me, man.
What if we have an end of the year pool party at Moon's? Are you going to not swim at that too?
Depending on how I feel. I woke up on Saturday morning. I said I'm not getting wet.
I respect it, man.
It's a mood. It's a commitment. It really is. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. There was some age below that age. If you showed me a pool and an opportunity, I'm like, oh heck yeah!
Right.
Why wouldn't I get in this pool or on this slide or whatever? And then I cross the rocks, and then now I'm like, oh, I have to be in a mood to get wet, or it's not going to happen.
It's the water slide for me, because rarely do you go to a pool party and there's a water slide. So when you have that opportunity, you have to take it.
Well, it wasn't like it was raging rivers. It was probably one of those little. I'm too fat for it, for one.
Yeah.
This was a catered event.
I'm sure if there's a water slide, they're not wanting me to.
Sugar fire.
Wow.
That's dope.
Nice. Yeah, after growing my hair out, if it's a chlorine pool, I rarely will get in one because it just messes my hair up so bad.
Well, you're a
so
merman, so that you get a pass. You're a merman.
I'll skip that one. But if it's saltwater, I got to get in.
There's a video actually making the rounds, and this actually happened last month, but the video is making the rounds now. A homeowner in California near Los Angeles was expecting a delivery, so they left a note. And it's been very hot out in California. So they left a note inviting the Amazon driver to go for a swim in their backyard pool.
That's awesome.
And he took him up on it.
That's cool.
He put his phone, his keys on the table, then dived fully dressed. Didn't even take off the vest, the Amazon vest or hat.
Sweaty.
Shoes, everything. Just right in the pool.
I support it. That's cool.
That's fun.
I thought it was a nice moment. You know, working his ass off.
Probably hot in that truck, too.
Hot in that truck. Just jump in the pool.
It's a nice moment till his next delivery.
Right.
If he was on your Nest cam, sopping wet, dripping.
Yeah, dripping.
What happened to
Your
that
package is soaked, and you're just like, what the hell happened? You'll never know.
You'll never know. You never know. No, I feel like I didn't. It didn't ruin the party at all.
guy? Okay, good.
I was, just wasn't in the mood to get wet, and that's okay. I'm allowed. Locally here. Couple news stories. Our friends up in Quincy, Illinois.
Heck yeah.
Guess
Shout out to
who's
Quincy.
Back again.
Oh, no.
I saw this story.
We have a dear family friend who lives up in Quincy, and every time we do a Quincy story, it's never good.
Right.
She gets pissed off. She's like, we're more than this. I go, that's not what the world is seeing.
Not according to the AP Newswire, you're not.
This is courtesy of WGEM, which is Quincy, Illinois' news station.
Yep, that's where I got my news from.
WGEM.
Up there in Shelvina.
A Quincy man who was arrested in April for having sexual contact with a horse arrested again early Sunday morning for criminal trespass to real property. This is according to officials with the Adams County Sheriff's Office. Police say they were dispatched to 5505 North Bottom Road at 1 a.m. for a suspicious person who had been captured on surveillance cameras near a horse barn. Police reported they found Jack R. Blank, 39 of Quincy, standing near two horses with his genitals exposed.
Please make it stop.
What are you doing?
What are you doing again? This is his second time doing this?
Oh, yeah.
What are you continuing?
Second time getting caught.
Second time being caught.
Oh, that's a good point.
Within
Leave
a couple
these
months.
Animals alone, man. Nobody wants that, ever.
They don't want that.
According to police, Jack was lodged in the lodged.
Right. I'm sure
He was lodged in the Adams County Jail where he was charged with criminal trespass to real property. His bond is set at $100. When
100.
Well, and that's so when we sent the article. Somebody sent us the article, and I sent it up to our friend Michelle. And she goes, "How's he out of jail?" I go, "Because his bond is set as $100."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're letting him out of jail. Like $100. Is it? Don't you have to pay 10%?
That's
I
it.
have no clue.
I don't know.
So you don't
I'm
have to pay the
assuming
full
it's
amount?
$1,000 bond, and he's probably getting out for $100.
Yeah, I guess
His bond is set at $100. I know. I always thought you had to pay 10%.
I thought you had to pay the whole thing.
Wow.
Oh no,
So it's
to
cheaper?
bond out, it's only 10%.
Oh, really?
So,
So
Well,
I
this
don't know.
changes
I
everything
don't know
now.
if it's $100 and then he pays like $10 to get out.
then, so does he owe the rest of that, or is it just you only have to pay the 10% and they come up with this ridiculous number?
I don't know how it works.
Huh. Interesting.
But he will be in court at 1:30 today. On July 6th, Jack took a plea deal for his first offense where he pleaded guilty for criminal damage to property, stating that he knowingly injured a domestic animal of another without his or her consent. So he was arrested, yes, back in April for doing stuff with horses. And old Jack Blank is at it again.
Without whose consent?
Either the farmer's consent or the horse's consent.
Whoa.
I'm
That's
not sure.
terrifying.
I started to say, like, you tell me if you own the horse, you can just do whatever you want. That's not good.
I'm going to read this again. On July 6th, Jack Blank took a plea deal for his first offense where he pleaded guilty for criminal damage of property, stating that he knowingly injured a domestic animal of another without his or her consent.
Whoa. That seems
I don't know how that reads.
tricky
I don't
language.
know. Yeah, I'm not sure who's got to give consent.
That there's my horse. If anyone's going to bang him, it's going to be me. Like, I don't know what's the move there. That just seems wild, but.
Old Jack's at it again, huh? The fact that he was caught between two horses with his, quote, genitals exposed.
Oh, God.
Huh.
Quincy, you got to get better. You guys got to have a community rally, and there's got to be something good that comes out of Quincy, because this guy is ruining.
This guy's
ruining
ruining your
that city.
reputation.
Yeah. Your other news isn't making it far.
Yeah.
This sure does travel.
Yeah, what's going on at the Quincy Elks Club? You guys
Right.
doing some good charitable work?
We need to hear
Well, that's
about
being
it.
overshadowed by Mr. Blank banging horses.
Yeah.
They do
Old
arguably
Jack.
have the best boot store in this area, I guess, from here to Quincy.
I'm
It's
sorry, that's
Boyer's
being-
Boots, man. Go
That's
over to
being
Boyer's.
pushed below the fold.
Go to Boyer's, though. It's good.
I do love boots, so that's exciting. But yeah, this is ruining
Poor
it.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Quincy. A lovely town, huh?
It's a
It
great
is.
little town, and I feel bad for all of the horses.
I thought that Boyer's Boots slogan was kind of suspect, though, because I saw a commercial for them. They're like, Boyer's Boots, we don't bang horses. And I was like, what? That seems like, why would you need to say that?
Right.
Well, they're
If
in
that
Quincy,
wasn't an
I guess.
issue.
We just ride them.
I don't know. Felt weird to me.
Yeah, we just ride them.
And we ride them. We don't bang horses. We ride them.
Yeah, we straddle and ride.
Boyer's
man.
Boots. So, hey, congratulations, Quincy. Back in the news.
Back in the news, please knock it off.
This one out of Lake of the Ozarks, and this is always my nightmare. Every time I go down to the lake, my wife's business partner has a lake house. It's in one of those quiet coves. And, they got a jet ski, and they got a tri-tune, and you take the jet ski out, but you never go out into the main cove. Like, never go out of the main channel, sorry. Because in the main channel, it's Thunderdome.
Yeah.
And we've all been out to the lake, and we've all seen what goes on that main channel. You have a lot of morons driving a lot of powerful boats who don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
It's very easy to go and just rent a boat, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you just
What
have a
what
license.
credentials do you need? Okay, Rafe, I want to go rent a boat, a really powerful boat. I got a bunch of money.
Yeah. What kind of boat?
Fast.
Like a ski boat?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I want to get a fast ski boat
Okay.
with a lot of horses under the hood, if that's what you'd say.
Fine.
Hey, careful. Quincy guy will be sneaking on your boat.
A couple of horses.
A couple 200-300 horses under the hood.
I heard you had horses on this boat. Jack, get out of here.
Get out of here, Jack.
He
So what do I have
skitters
to,
off into the water.
What do I have to do to rent a boat?
I will tell you this. It wasn't much in terms of pontoon. I don't know if maybe speedboats are different, but pretty much driver's license, over the age. I want to say you had to be like 23, 25. I kind of vaguely remember maybe there being an age, but it wasn't much.
Do you have to-
That's a big.
Do you have to demonstrate in any way that you know how to
No,
drive
not
a
usually.
boat?
No.
Not usually.
There's a temporary
That's-
permit that I'm reading on one of the
You
rental.
don't need a boatman's license.
Yeah, you don't need
Yeah.
any of that. Sometimes, depending on the state, they'll make you like check a box that you've read a handbook, or that you've that you know X amount of rules. I forget what they call it, but it's like a handbook or a checklist or something. And sometimes they will make you sign that says.
All right, can you tell me
I
where the
know what I'm
starboard
talking about.
where the starboard side is and where the port side is?
Yes.
Can you tell me the difference?
Port
You
is
get-
left.
When I did it, you
Right?
got a
Yes.
10-minute uninspired safety briefing from a teenager. That's what I got. Here's the buoys. Here's where the life jackets are.
Yeah.
Here's all right, these go on the side so you don't bump the dock.
Here's your stern, your bow, your port,
This
your
is
starboard.
forward. This is back. This is how you turn it on.
Have fun.
Sign here, please.
Hates
Thank
a summer
you.
job.
Yeah, it was just like a kid doing their summer job.
Yeah.
Then we got boarded by the Coast Guard, and I had to go back and they take you back to the place you rented to let them know, hey, you rented to this person, and they overloaded this boat.
Oh, is that why you got pulled? So you got pulled over?
So I had
by
two disapproving teenagers looking at me like, you piece of crap. You're going to get it. And I felt bad for him because I was like, did you tell him that he couldn't have? Because what had happened, it was like one of those double-decker, had a slide on top.
Oh, yeah.
Party boats.
Oh, you rented one of those?
Yeah.
So you think you could pack 31 people on that thing?
Well, it said on the website 18, up to 18. But there was, because of the duck boat stuff, they had downsized to 13. You can only have 13 people on a boat at a time on a rental, but they didn't have that on their website.
Oh.
And the girl probably said it to me in the safety briefing, and I just...
How many people did you have on the boat? 25.
Yeah. Closer to 20. Enough that it was the pontoons were pretty deep in the water.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how noticeable. I'm no one's going to notice as long as we're not acting crazy. And then I saw another boat that was overloaded, and I'm like, oh, it is so obvious when there's too many people on the boat because it was like the pontoons disappear under the water.
Yeah. You just look like a floating dock.
Yeah.
How's that guy moving that thing?
Yeah, it's very noticeable. And I had to drop people off at the boat place.
Just tell people to get off,
Unload.
swim
The Coast
back.
Guard was cool. They were like, look, man, you haven't been drinking.
Did they test you for drinking?
I don't think so. They just talked to me, and I don't think they got the vibe that I was like, I'm driving the boat. We're here for the weekend for my friend's party. I'm just, it's a misunderstanding. I don't want to blame. I'm like, these girls probably told me, and I looked on the website, my bad. And they're like, don't be surprised if this ticket gets lost in the mail.
Oh, that's nice.
And I never got one.
Nice.
Now, that doesn't mean there's not a warrant out for me at Lake of the Ozarks. That would be hilarious. If I got out on the lake and I was like, yeah, Coast Guard guy was pretty cool. Then I find out I got a $80,000 warrant out for me.
So when I've seen the Water Patrol out there. You've been out there. Have you seen the Water Patrol pull anybody over?
At Lake of the Ozarks?
Yeah.
It's been years. I don't know. I have in Alabama.
I mean, I've seen them cruise up and down that main channel.
Yeah, I've seen people pulled over a lot because
And they'll throw the lights on.
Yeah, we're usually in Alabama for holidays and stuff, and that's when they're looking for it.
Oh yeah, holiday weekend.
Memorial Day,
Right.
Labor Day,
4th of July, like a lot of lights out there.
It was cool. I had to drop everyone off and then take a boatload back to our Airbnb and then come back and get everybody. Again, so I had to do the boat of shame to and from, and did that. We were pretty far out. It wasn't like a 5-minute trip. It was like a 25-minute trip to get everybody back, and then I had to come 25 minutes back to the rental place, pick up the 6 scragglers. I had to kick off the boat, take them back.
How did you draw straws? Did people volunteer to stand there for a while? I'll get off the boat.
I think some people volunteered. It was like a lot of people from comedy and improv, and I told them, I was like, hey, we're about, when I thought it was 18 and 22 people got on, I go, hey, we're 4 heavy. And they were all like, no one's going to notice. Plus, we're funny. If we get pulled over, we'll improv.
Yes,
we'll
that's
improv.
that's what cops love.
And then none
Cops
of them are
love
talking.
comedy.
And guess what? Stone cold silence.
Yeah.
When we got pulled over, and what
Nobody's
I go,
funny.
that was all the improv, guys.
Right.
I'm getting pulled off the boat. They're looking at my license. I don't see you guys doing any improv right now. What I do see you doing is looking nervous and sitting on your hands on top of your coolers and letting me take all the heat for this.
Yeah.
Doing Jello shots.
Which is exactly what I knew was going to happen.
So you dropped off the 6 that needed the writing the most and say, here,
Yeah,
I'll be back in 40 minutes.
You guys work on your improv.
Yeah.
Who are the 6 that said they were funny? Katie, John, you guys get off. You do some skits for these young kids who are mad at me right now.
Yeah.
You make these teenagers laugh. Prove your worth.
You get a lot of material out of this. We'll be back in 45 minutes.
Yeah, I just got worried. I got worried about it's amateur hour out there on the main channel with just these very powerful boats. People don't know what the hell they're doing, and then you throw a couple drinks into it, and that's a recipe for disaster, which is what happened over the weekend.
Oh.
8 people injured late Saturday evening after the boat they were riding in ran aground and hit a house.
What?
Hit a house. This was 11:55 p.m. at the 1.3 mile mark of the Osage Arm in Miller County. a 2014 Nortec. I'm not sure what kind of boat that was because all I saw was a picture of it upside down.
Say again?
A 2014 Nortec was traveling east in the waterway when the vessel, for reasons unknown, ran aground, hit a residence, and overturned. I believe the driver, who was in his late 40s, arrested for drinking and driving.
It's a speedboat.
Dang. So
It's a speedboat.
that's a badass looking boat.
Or it looks
man.
like a speedboat, I guess I should say.
If that's it. 2014 Nortec 340 Sport.
And it's a rental?
I'm not sure if it was a rental or not.
I mean this looks like it's got some giddy up, and if you think about it hitting a house, guys, they're not on stilts like 3 feet off the water.
I mean, it looked like so the backyard went to the water, and it looked like there were some rocks.
Yeah, but you got to clear a yard.
Cleared the yard.
Yikes.
Cleared the yard and hit the house.
Dang.
There were 7 people on board, plus the driver, so 8 people. 3 men, 5 women, ranging in ages from 21 to 51. Everybody ejected from the boat.
Damn.
So they hit the house, and everybody went off the boat.
Dang.
Man. If you see a picture of the house that got basically the bottom part of the roof, is how high it went in the air.
That's how high it must have launched. Because if you see the rocks, like that thing must have just acted like a ramp.
Jeez.
Imagine being in the house. What the hell was that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Got some
getting a new
air.
porch.
Yeah. That's frightening.
They hit a brick house, too.
And they survived.
Wow.
Well, 6 people on the boat were seriously injured. 2 suffered moderate injuries. 2 of the victims were from Louisville, Mississippi. 2 were from Huntington Beach, California. 1 from Oak Hills, California. 1 from Glen Ellen, Illinois. And 1 from Phelan, California. The other one from Niles, Michigan.
And ironically, and sadly, Brick House was the song they were listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yeah.
And she's a
Brick House.
Oh.
Man.
Damn it, Daryl.
I'm
So it was
tired
at
of you
night.
taking these songs so literally.
So it was at night. So almost midnight.
Yeah. It's intimidating.
Speeding and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Disaster.
Sounds like a good
there's
time.
nothing weirder. Granted, I've never done it when I'm drunk or nothing, but like, there's nothing weirder than being sober on a boat at night.
Oh, yeah. I've been.
I mean, you are like eyes and ears. Like, you look like an owl
yeah,
out there,
dude.
man. Like I mean, at least me, I'm super nervous. I'm thinking that there's something in the water I can't see. I'm just like.
And the Ozark is it's an intimidating lake if you're not, a skilled boat person. It's a huge lake. There's tons of coves. You can get turned. I mean, I had to download this app that really helped, and I just kept it on the boat with me that helped me like navigate the lake.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Everything
your phone
looks
goes
the
out.
same.
Your phone goes out or something like that. Like you're in deep doo doo. But I will say this: it is a very well lit lake. Like they have lights lining the entire exterior of the lake.
So this doesn't happen.
So this doesn't happen. And I went out at night. I was on it was like a friend's bachelor party, and so I knew some people on the party and some I didn't. He had a cousin who got like tore down, dude. I'm sober, so I was the boat guy. I was driving. He was like, "Let's take the boat out at night." And my friend's like, "Hey, let's take the boat out." My friend who was like not messed up, and this guy's like, "You guys taking the boat out?" And because he's like, "Let's go look at the stars," and I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." And then this guy like hopped on last minute, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go." And I was like, maybe you stay here, Larry.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah, boat." So we get out in the middle of the lake, dark Ozarks, middle of this huge lake, and he starts doing the worst thing drunk people can do. And he's just like, "What would you do if I jumped out right now?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. You'd probably die, to be honest with you." Because I'm like, I didn't just get out of the if you jumped out of the boat in the middle of the dark in a lake, drunk as you
And
are,
you're drunk.
I'd be pretty mad, man. And he's like, "Well, I'm doing it." And I'm like, "Don't do it, man." And so he's just like ruining. We're like trying to like look at the stars and like be part of nature. And this guy's like, we go past, there's some bar that's like got oonch music going like off in the distance. And he's like, "Hey," he's yelling at the bar. He's just being the worst guy on earth. And I'm like, "Dude, please don't jump out of the boat. Please just don't do that to me." And he's just like, "I'm doing it. Watch out." Don't turn your back. And I'm like, I hate you right now, dude.
Nothing
Didn't know the guy either.
Idiot. Oh, you didn't even know him?
No, I barely knew him. He was like a cousin of the group.
No, that's when you turn.
We ended up being friends. He was a good guy. He just got a little too torn out, you know. Been there.
Boat ride, all right.
Going on a little boat ride. He
Man.
turned into Dave Kleinfeld from Carlito's Way.
That's the thing, dude, with lakes and stuff. I mean, even if you know where you're at and it's daytime, you take a boat out into the middle of the lake. It's like your internal compass stops. You can look around and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like what's a straight line from here to there now? Because you know what I mean. Like even if you're familiar with that coastline, it gets weird when you get out there
Sure.
at night. It's like a completely different planet.
Yeah, they say a lot of the people that actually are down there a lot that have the lake houses, they will not go out during the weekend with their boats.
Oh,
They
yeah,
will. They'll go out during the week when it's not crowded.
Yeah. Early morning on a weekday, it'll be perfect.
Oh, on Channel 2, they got pictures of the boat.
Speaking of boats.
They got pictures of the boat that hit the house. Dude, destroyed the deck. Destroyed.
Oh, okay. So look at that. So it's on a peninsula. Wait, is that the house that got hit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see the boat in the yard. Yeah. Okay, so that house is a lot closer.
It had three 300
oh
horsepower.
my gosh! It destroyed the roof.
Yeah. I mean, that went
So it had
up there.
three 300 horsepower engines on it.
That's a beast.
Yeah, that's some giddy up. They were flying. What are you
Flying.
doing? What are you doing? Those are dangerous speeds during the daylight. Man,
Wow.
what a bummer.
And that's a nice house, too.
It's a super nice house. They got their
Super
own
sweet house.
almost an own island. You
Yeah.
see that full blown peninsula coming
Well,
out?
I guess when
Ooh.
you buy a house like that,
And you're stuck out in the middle of the water. You better light it up,
there's
baby.
always a chance.
Right?
There's always a chance of that happening.
But I mean, did
they're-
you notice how close that is to the water? And I'm assuming if they're flying and it's just dark enough where that's not putting off the sun's rays.
Throw some alcohol in there.
Right. Like, I guess it's easier to hit than we thought.
Their
Throw a
front
couple
door's
of
on the third
Jaeger
hole of that golf
shots.
course.
Wow, that's wild.
Yep. Hopefully everybody winds up being okay. And thank God nobody died. Jeez, it's dangerous.
They had their
let's,
life vest on.
They did have
happened?
life vests
I
on?
said they had their life vests on. That's why none of them
Good.
died. Yeah.
Good. All right, let's do this.
They're all laying in the grass.
All right, Team Rizz Member of the Day is brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of Team Rizz. Visit hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From New Baden, Illinois, Andrew Moore is our...
Yeah, Andrew.
Baden.
Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Okay. New Baden.
New Baden.
Yep.
Andrew is a longtime Rizz evangelist, always tells his coworkers about the show. Listen, we've had people from this particular town before, and I think I say it differently every time, and I get lit the F up every time. So I just want to be right.
It's New Baden.
Okay. While he misses Jeff, he is a huge fan of both Lern and Rafe and what they bring to the show. Andrew's favorite segments, Match Up with the Moon and Freak of the Week. Well, Andrew Moore from New Baden is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get the super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back and Lern's got crap on celebrities. It is 7:09 Monday. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow1057thepoint.com. Send us your instant feedback through the 1057 The Point mobile app. We got 6-time fun facts coming up, sex toy of the week. We'll play 3 and 5, give away some fabulous prizes. So before the break, we were just talking about that crash down to the Lake of the Ozarks. Boat into house. Also, I heard yesterday from a friend that somebody had crashed their car into the Bass Pro Shop down in Sunset Hills, the new one.
Wow.
Which is beautiful, by the way.
I haven't been inside there yet. I
it's
went to
a
Helen
very-
Fitzgerald's and saw the outside.
How does that even happen, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how fast are you
Was
going
it
to
off the
parking
road
lot?
there? The elevated part? Or?
I don't know. All we saw was just a message my buddy sent, and I forwarded it along to the crew here. What did it say?
It said Sunset Hills, vehicle versus building. Bass Pro Shop, 3600 South Lindbergh. PT being extricated from the vehicle, and I have no idea what,
What does
that means.
PT stand for?
I don't even know what extricated means.
Well, extricated means removed.
Part-timer.
There's so many words that we can use. Let's use the one that everyone uses the least.
Physical therapist.
PT being extricated from the vehicle.
Perp.
No, it's
No.
got to mean so. Come on, police
PT.
officers, let us know. Or emergency workers. when I hear extricated, I'm thinking like Jaws of Life.
Pending trial.
No.
Police trainer.
Physical training.
Those are the only two police abbreviations. Pending trial.
Potty training. No.
Potty
Police
training.
trainer.
Yes, that's it.
No, here it is. It's patient.
Oh, that's sadder sounding.
EMS and medical abbreviation.
Okay, thank you so
PT
much.
patient.
Okay.
Are they okay?
I don't know. I don't know anything except for we couldn't find any news about it yesterday.
I looked it
Are
up
the
yesterday.
fish okay?
But then right before you looked up on the TV screen and they were talking about the flipped boat in
Lake of the Ozarks,
Lake of the
yeah.
Ozarks, yeah, it showed the car in the wall.
Well,
Like,
is
into the
it
wall.
into the store?
No, it looked like, I mean, they didn't show that. It just had a wall and one of those ballards, like the yellow posts, like a cement ballard.
Okay, so
And
that's
I don't know if they hit the ballard, but I think they hit right next to the ballard, and the car was pretty messed up.
Ew.
Front end collision.
Well, what's crazy is yesterday I helped my brother-in-law pick up something from a house in Sunset Hills, and we drove past there. But
Just there.
thank God I'm okay.
Are you all right?
Are you all
Yeah,
right?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
No, I could see that happening very easily.
How?
I mistook the gas pedal for the brake.
Baby took the car out for a drive in the parking lot at Bass Pro. Like, I mean,
No, you get an old person
Yeah, it didn't,
You're an old
it didn't
person.
look malicious. It didn't look any of that stuff.
on my street last week.
Uh-huh.
I mean, my dear friend Jason, who lives across the street, he almost got killed by about an 85-year-old woman who was driving down the street, hit the kids playing sign,
oh no.
slow down, kids playing.
Granny gone
took that
rogue.
sign down, and then took a brick mailbox down.
Dang.
Did you see the I thought you were sending this over because of the comments.
No, I was sending it over to you guys because it's Bass Pro Shop,
Right.
and a
I didn't-
car
I just
went
didn't
into
know.
it, and I wrote, "Can I park here?"
Oh, I didn't even
And
see
the answer is
comment.
no.
No, you may not.
The answer is no. You
I mean,
cannot
did
park
you see
here.
the comments though? Like before anybody knows anything, like you said, and it looks like it might have been a medical thing, and people are like, "What's wrong with people?" And then they're talking about how they, I mean, the comments are just vicious, vicious.
Yeah, this is real life. I mean,
Whenever
you
I
know,
see a car into a
people are
building, I
awful.
think old person. Let's take away the keys.
I think I go immediately to baby. Oh, toddler is behind the wheel.
No, when does that happen?
What the
In
heck?
my brain, it happens
like a
It's
way
Chinese
too
always
much.
movie.
it's 90% of the time an old person who mistook the pedals for one another.
Hey, we're both ageist, okay? I'm just saying.
That's not being ageist.
You're thinking of old people getting rogue. I'm thinking of 10-year-olds, dads in Bass Pro getting some new lures. All right, Sonny, stay in the car, and then keeps car running. And old Jeremy's going to get behind the wheel, and I don't know how to drive. I'm in Bass
This
Pro
woman
now.
who took in my neighborhood took the sign
Old
down and the
Jeremy.
mailbox. I mean, almost killed my buddy who was walking his dogs. And it was about an 85-year-old woman who got out of the car.
I know.
Like ripped the bumper off her own car. Took down like a yellow like one of the yellow signs.
Dang.
Yeah, well, that's because, and we're dealing with a grandparent right now who she's a very independent. She's in her 90s. Grandma doesn't want to give her license up. She still wants to drive to Subway, get her sandwich. And
No.
the whole family is like, and Grandma's eyesight's going bad.
Yeah.
And how do you take the keys away? You just don't.
Dude, I grew up.
You have to.
I grew up on a 4-lane street, big old street. Like we were used to traffic, you know what I'm saying? And every couple years, somebody would go through one of our houses or mailboxes, trees, all that kind of stuff. And it was either drunk folks in Corvettes because the Corvette wheel ended up in my dad's recliner.
Right.
Either drunk people.
So it must have been an old person driving.
Drunk people in Corvettes or old folks with medical emergencies.
Yeah, we had two bushes in our front yard. One was George and one was Barbara. And we had a speed limit sign next to Barbara there. And it was during the Christmas or during winter time. So there was ice and everything. So the guy couldn't help it. But he took out the sign and Barbara. She was
Dang.
gone.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Poor
Babs.
Barbara.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know. Never mind. I lost my thought. I lost my train of thought.
Is it taking
bad radio.
Is it taking Lern's grandma's keys away?
Oh, I was wondering. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, why can't we get Grandma the Grubhub app on her jitterbug or something?
Grandma is living in a condo. Her husband just passed. She's very independent. I mean, still goes to aerobics. This woman is, we want her to get to 100. She's very healthy, but her eyesight is kind of going. And she knows that. So she doesn't go out at night, but she does go out in the daytime, and she lives in a small community by
And every once in a while,
Kansas
there's
City.
another scratch on the car or a dent on the car.
No, there's not that yet.
That was when my
But we are
grandfather,
worried.
the car would come back and he'd go, "Hey, where'd you get that, where'd you get that dent on the car?" I don't know.
I don't know. Dude, my grandmother, it's one of my most vivid memories of my grandmother and she passed when I was 11. But like, my brother and I were sitting in the pool. My neighbor had like an above ground pool, and one of us like pops up out of the water, and my sweet little grandma's there. Hey boys, we're like, hey, how'd you get here? Oh, and she had the big old the grandma glasses that go all the way around. She goes, oh, I went and got my license and just decided to drive here. And we're like,
oh my God,
somebody tell mom.
Right.
Somebody tell mom.
So
you shouldn't be here.
I had
an
uncle come over. I'll never forget this. My mom and dad went out into the driveway, and on his driver's side, in between the passenger door and the backseat door and the driver's side door, there was a giant black semicircle, which was rubber. Uncle Danny, what the hell happened? I don't know. It was a giant semicircle rubber.
Like he decided to rub fenders with a semi or something.
He drifted into an 18-wheeler.
Wow. And does not recall.
And did not recall. Time to take the keys away.
No, it's time. Oh God, my mother hates this because she's more able than most 50-year-olds.
No, when you drift into a semi and you don't remember,
I know.
It's time to take the keys away.
What I'm saying, and I say this and I really do mean it. I think we should have license tests far more often than we do. And I think when you hit a certain age, and I'm sorry that there just has to be a line, and you just got to make it an age. I mean, there's a line for licenses anyway. 16 years old is a line for drinking. 21 is a line for this. I think when you hit a certain age, you should have to take a driver's test every year. Yeah. Or, let's start with every 2 years, and then past 90 is every year.
Never going to happen.
Now we don't know what happened to the Bass Pro Shop. Maybe somebody will enlighten us. Maybe it was an old person.
It's probably a 45-year-old.
Or in Lern's mind, it was a 3-year-old behind the wheel. I don't know.
Maybe it was a bass.
Could have been trying to get out of there.
One
Getting
of those
its revenge.
bastards.
The hell out.
I see 44 right there. Let's make a break.
No, or Bass trying to take revenge from, this is for my brothers.
That's right.
My brothers and sisters who have been, slaughtered because of what goes on here.
You take my brothers and you mount them on your wall. Today is your reckoning. And then he just like a little, I just imagine Billy the bass, the singing bass.
Yeah.
Singing Crazy Train. Yeah. And like putting his foot on the pedal.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Today is the day I take you to the river.
All right, today is July 24th. Back in the day, 43 years ago, 1980, the great Peter Sellers dies of a heart attack at the age of 54. 41 years ago, 1982, Survivor's Eye of the Tiger. Yeah. Theme song from Rocky III hits #1 on the U.S. pop charts. 40 years ago, 1983, if you're a sports fan, you know this well.
Oh.
The Pine Tar game. This is the game where George Brett's home run was disallowed against the Yankees because manager Billy Martin said that George Brett had too much pine tar on his bat.
It was too high.
Have you ever seen the video of this, Lern?
No, I've only seen the video of him talking about pooping his pants.
He goes from like, Royals,
just hit a home run.
Royals happy, like ha ha ha, to instant anger, like what?
I mean, charges out of the dugout. Like, see if you can pull that up.
Yeah, that should have been a baseball card.
I was almost named after George Brett.
Really?
Yeah, my mom was a huge Royals fan, and so if I were going to be a boy, I was going to be Brett. But also, if I am a girl, like my mom wanted to name me Brett. And then my dad was like, absolutely not.
Oh, I think Brett's a cool. I knew a couple
cool name.
Women Bretts.
Yeah.
You know what's bizarre is Brett. Brett is like a super 70s, 80s name that has hung in there. It's one of the few names that I had enough. I had a certain number of Brett friends, and my son has a certain number of Brett friends, and it's the same.
That's
you know
a
what
cool
I'm saying?
name.
It's a good name.
I probably had like 6 Kevin friends. Mm-hmm. My son has 0 Kevin friends, but we have the same amount of Bretts.
I like that.
It's like survive somehow, just kind of
Yes, George Brett hits a home run. Fast forward.
Fresh air.
Fast forward. Let me see if we got audio on this.
Oh, he's just coming in.
I'm not sure.
Something about the pine tar being too high.
Gripe. And the umpires are going to get together. George Brett looking around,
like,
wants to know what's going on, and the umpires are going to get together and talk about
Got a
this
lip
thing.
full of dip.
So the manager of the Yankees grabs the bat.
Right out of the
They're measuring how high the pine tar is.
You are not allowed to have a substance of any kind above the trademark, and I can't tell from here because everybody's huddled around the bat. I cannot tell from here if it's up too far.
All right,
they're
I'm
feeling
gonna
it.
fast forward a
Fast
little
forward, fast forward. Manager, umpire walks over with the bat in his hand.
bit. He's measuring it on
Now
the
they're going to
plate.
measure it across home plate.
I've never seen this.
I never have
Here we
either.
go, here we go.
I don't know what they're measuring.
Famous pine tar incident.
They probably took all that time to be like, you got a tape measure? You got a
They
tape measure?
determined it
Might
was
be
too
gonna
high.
Call George Brett out.
Points
Well,
to George Brett.
he's out. Yes, Brett is out.
I'm going to kill you!
Oh, he went nuts.
Brett is out.
He's
And
steaming mad.
he is out. And having to be
He's in a chokehold
He
from the
had to
third
be
baseline.
physically
from
restrained.
hitting
I understand
plate
it.
umpire Tim McClellan. And the Yankees have won the ball game.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, and they
It was a game over because of that.
That is
dang,
such
man.
a rip, man.
I didn't realize that was the end of the game.
Everybody's had that moment in their life.
Yeah, but okay. So good on Billy Martin though.
Look at all these pre-steroid era guys, man. Look how skinny they
Everybody
were.
was skinny.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody was
you know,
skinny.
You know
and,
this guy just
and
hit a home
packing
run.
dips.
You know this guy just hit a home run without steroids when the ump can hold him back.
Yeah. They all look like your dad's friend who used to like come over and watch him work on the car and drink like a Keystone Ice.
Yeah, and
with
smoke
his shirt
cigarettes.
off and smoke cigarettes. Like, every baseball player was built like that back then. Like 70s, 80s.
Yeah,
And then in the 90s, we moved into the steroid era and everybody looked like a linebacker.
with tiny heads.
I love it, man. They're all just like skinny dudes. Look at that. That guy didn't even have a butt, dude. He barely.
All skinny
Those things
guys.
are falling off of him.
Sweet mustaches. So that was back in 1983,
Yeah.
the Pine Tar game.
That's back when Willie McGee was the pinnacle athletic body of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that was the outfielder body.
Silver Slugger McGee.
36 years in 1987, La Bamba was released, starring Lou Diamond Phillips as Richie Valens. Great movie. 30 years ago, 1993, 3 baseball fans injured outside Dodger Stadium when New York Mets outfielder who threw a firecracker that was the equivalent of a quarter stick of dynamite into the crowd.
Former
Your
Cardinal
coach.
Vince Coleman.
Former Cardinal Vince Coleman.
Yeah,
but
because
your coach.
I still have. You know what? I think I have a signed Vince Coleman thing to me from when I was a kid when he was a Cardinal, and it was hanging on my wall. And I remember that story happened, and I went, "No, not Vince."
So,
no,
so
do I
a
have
quarter
to
stick of
take that
dynamite,
down?"
is that an
Get mad
M80?
about it.
So he threw
I
an
think it was an
M80,
M80,
an
yeah,
M80 into the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah, he got off at a small fine and 200 hours of community service.
That thing is still hanging in my parents' house, by the way, in my former room.
Someone in the chat just said that the commissioner overturned that. Is that true?
Oh, yes.
And
Yes, that was overturned.
So the Royals did win the game eventually.
I'm sure they got screwed out of that.
Did they have to go replay it?
You can't change the thing, right?
It was overturned.
Really?
Yeah, I understand it can be overturned as in like it doesn't count as an out or something against it. Maybe it's batting average, something, but I don't think you can change the game. I mean, think about the Astros. They won a World Series and got fined and like officially like punished.
I don't know.
And they
I don't
didn't
know
take
how
the trophy. They didn't change the stats there, right?
Yeah, that's a good
Someone said
question.
they had to replay the game from that point. Like
They
Oh,
did?
wow. Yeah, I didn't.
someone
I
in the
didn't-
chat said that. That doesn't make
That
it
may-
true,
that may
but
be
I'm
true.
trusting the chat.
I mean, I was 5 years old, but everybody remembers the George Brett running out of the
Oh,
dugout.
that's great.
Yeah.
And
That's really wild to me that they would. You don't hear that a lot. Like once something's done on the field, you don't hear a commissioner doing that very often.
And how about he charged the umpire? Nowadays
Yeah,
you
he
do that.
did.
You're
suspended.
You're suspended for 40 games.
But I don't
know
blame
what
him.
he was suspended for or anything.
If you see that bat, where they said the pine tar is supposed to, it can't go up so high, it was at that exact level. Like it wasn't past that.
11 years ago today, in 2012, Jefferson star Sherman Hemsley died at the age of 74. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest, brighthouseco.com, 636-600-0188. Jamie Foxx has finally broken his silence about his mystery illness. The star posted a video on Instagram over the weekend addressing, quote, medical complications that landed him in the hospital back in April. He explained why he kept quiet for so long, saying that he didn't want all of us as fans to see tubes running out of him and, didn't want to worry us with if he was going to make it through or not. He denied a few rumors about his health scare, but he still didn't really specify
He didn't say
what the
what it
issue was. But he did talk about how his family kept that tight. They did not let anything get out. And he, that just goes to show his inner circle I mean, they have his back. Big
Well,
time.
he's also got a lot of people squashing any story that. One did kind of leak out there that it was a vaccine injury. Remember that was a story
one of the rumor.
for
Yeah.
maybe a day, and that went away quickly.
Another,
said
he
it
was
was surgery?
cloned.
He said surgery complications.
He was cloned.
That he was blind.
The amount of people on Twitter who are dissecting the video, saying it's not really Jamie Foxx, is like makes me lose hope for America.
Yeah.
The amount of posts are like not the same side by side because they don't know how camera lenses work. It was like a picture of him on the red carpet at the Oscars. Like, look, his head's not even the same size, and I'm like, bro, it was a lens of an iPhone versus a 70 millimeter professional lens. Everyone looks different.
Right.
Yeah, well,
It's insane.
everybody's a detective.
And he's been through some stuff. Like, he's not out of,
Yeah.
I mean, he's still going through some stuff, but he's obviously like getting back into movies. And he says if you see him out and about, he just will burst into tears. He's so grateful that he's alive. So, I mean,
Well,
there you go.
I'm sorry, you got to say his clone will burst into tears.
That's right. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, they're back together, and the dysfunction is still there.
I don't know why I love this story.
I love this story too.
Oh, no.
Mainly, you know what it is? Because we've all been to a county fair. And I think there's a level of this that happens at every county fair. So,
I don't think this has anything to do with a county fair.
oh, it does. It
Okay,
does.
let's hear your
Especially,
theory.
here we go. So, Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, they're at the Orange County Fair. They're walking around as you do.
Just like us, except with a lot of
They're
security.
just like us.
They're just like us. All of a sudden, some kid, some young man sees hot ass Megan Fox and says, "You are beautiful as F." Machine Gun Kelly heard the compliment and then took a swung/slap at the guy, like slapped the
Took a
kid.
swing, yeah.
And anyway, the the brother of the young guy, because I mean, he was like probably like 18. I don't even know how old he was.
How dare him?
Please tell me someone beat the crap out of Machine.
No,
No.
that's the crappy part of the story.
But
Because his security jumped in.
here's where I think that we've all been there. I've gone to so many county fairs, and like when you're dating a guy, the energy level is up. The Hoosier level is elevated, where if anybody's talking, people are drinking at the beer tent. You come out, what'd you say to my girl? I'm going to meet you back behind the bleachers in the Derby run. Like, men
How dare you say
men
my
are
girl is hot
elevated.
as hell?
Right.
So dorky.
I feel like we're referencing the DuQuoin State Fair. Right now.
Or the Monroe County Fair. I've seen this at both. But anyway, the kids that said that, you know, Megan Fox was beautiful as F, TMZ asked them, you know, are you going to file charges? And they are. Like, they left that open-ended. So it sounds like they're going to try and get some money out of this.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly took a swing at the kid.
What an idiot.
What
What
happened
an
with the
idiot.
brother, though? I stepped on that part of the story.
No, so the brother was interviewed by TMZ, and he was, so his little brother was the one who said, oh, my God, you're beautiful.
Well,
as
did you
F."
watch the video? So then his security jumps in, and Megan Fox is slammed up against the fence,
Gosh.
I mean, it's
And
Hoosiers
and
galore.
and it's his fault.
and it's 1,000% Machine Gun Kelly's fault.
Right.
Come on, man.
So this is going to be a nightmare for him.
They're just like us. They go to fairs too, except with hulking security guards.
They also
flanking
lack
their every
self-control.
move.
I mean,
Jeez.
the Monroe County Fair is happening right now, and I can guarantee that this same event is happening with a high schooler somewhere.
I can guarantee you, if I didn't know that Megan Fox was on a ride and I was waiting to go on next, and she walked by, I would go, "Damn!"
Yeah.
Damn, wow, look at you.
Wouldn't you?
Well, you would get
I can
slapped.
control myself. I go, "Damn!"
Some artistic props have been disappearing from the set of Beetlejuice 2. Vermont State Police tweeted out a photo of the 150-pound abstract sculpture that was
Oh,
swiped from the film
no.
set. And they're the weird
It's the
sculptures
one.
that are
The
like
hand,
the hands.
the claw hand.
It's the claw one that they had on the crane in the first one that
Yeah.
went through the window, the kitchen window,
Yes.
and then
The one when it came alive.
it hugged her.
almost
Yeah.
like a Venus flytrap.
And it put Catherine O'Hara up against a wall and like kept
Yeah.
her, in a little prison
it's
there.
It's the one. And remember, it tipped over like this and was walking.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with
That's
that?
a good one.
Well, somebody got it. Those things are huge too, by the way. So anyway, they're wanting them back. Obviously, nothing is happening on the set because of the strike. So people are just taking it upon themselves to steal things.
I got to be honest. If somebody out there is looking for a business idea and they have some creative, we'll say creative talents or whatever, maybe you just know somebody that does. If you want to start a company right now, start a company that does movie props, just replicas. Because if I walked into a house and somebody had that sculpture, or even the crappy little wire one with the balls on the end,
Yeah.
that she's like, "That's a sculpture," like I would be like, "Wow, you're the coolest person I've ever met."
Where can I get that?
You've got an obscure Beetlejuice, like an '80s movie sculpture in your home,
An artifact.
that kind of stuff would be so freaking sweet. And I bet you can make a good business with that.
Otho's dead, right?
Otho's dead, yeah.
He died a while ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Matt Damon turned down the original Avatar movie, and the deal also included a percentage of profits. Now, if he would have said yes, he would have made over $250 million. So he could have had that money.
You know what? For him, it's easy for him not to cry himself to sleep because he's Matt Damon. He has a lot of money already.
That's very true.
But if it's somebody like you or I, and we passed on Avatar,
yeah, but
we would cry ourselves to sleep.
Now, did he say he passed it because he had another project or because he didn't want to do it?
When did that come out? 2002? When did Avatar come out?
2010.
Oh my God, really? I thought it came out when I was in high school.
Split the difference. 2007.
Yeah, I mean, what else would he have had going on at that point? I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but I read something.
2010.
That James Cameron was like asking him to do it. It was like, I'll give you a percentage, and that's why it was 250 million.
2009.
Right?
Yeah,
they were going to give him a percentage.
As of now, he would have had $250 million.
Wow,
09.
That's a rough one.
Elon Musk is changing the name of Twitter to just X because that's cooler, I guess, getting rid of all the birds. And a tweet will now be called an X. Followers will be called viewers. So it's weird. I mean, if you look at Twitter now, it has, I mean, the logo's cool,
Have
but
they switched already?
I feel like, are we not going to say tweet anymore? I feel strange.
No.
Blow it up.
Well, there's an X on my screen now.
Yeah.
That changes
everything. Dave Coulier, friend of the show, has launched a Full House rewatch podcast because it was either that or, I don't know what else Dave Coulier is doing. And so
he was in Fuller House.
He had a children's book for a minute.
But there's been some questions about whether such TV rewatch podcasts are allowed under the new SAG-AFTRA strike with the rules against studios and streaming providers. And so there was a quote that said, promotion of publicity services for work under the TV theatrical contracts, including podcast appearances. However, podcasts produced by companies that are not part of the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers are not affected by the strike. I don't really know if Dave Coulier, where this falls for him.
Somebody asked this question. Okay, now the actors are on strike. Now that the writers are on strike. Is it okay to go to the movies?
Like as us?
Like, are you essentially crossing the picket line if you go see a movie?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I did see some actors had to recant. They had been telling people to cancel their streaming and protest, to cancel their subscriptions, and then had to come back out and be like, actually, I was wrong. The union said we're not asking people to do that. Don't know why. Don't know what the logic is. So I would, in that vein, I would say we're probably still good to go to the movies. Because they're probably like, we don't want to completely wreck the industry because we're trying to get money.
Make some money.
I even saw some theories, and this is interesting. I don't know. Someone's like, if these streamers end up, they don't want to divulge Netflix specifically, but there's a lot of streamers that don't want to divulge profits, and they're trying to force their hand. And some people are predicting you're going to find out these companies are losing money to get the market share, and you might end up negotiating yourself into lower wages anyway because fewer things are going to get made once they start divulging profits. The only thing shareholders have to hold on to for stock prices to be high is the fact that we're making a ton of content and subscriptions and we have this huge market share. But if you find out the company's operating in the red, that might actually make fewer shows, fewer parts.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we talked about this last week.
It's interesting.
But so they're picketing outside of movie studios, and I forget what movie company it was, cut all the trees down in front of the studio.
It was Universal.
Brutal.
Cut down, trim the trees so there's no shade.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
They got fined. They got fined.
A savage move.
$250, which is nothing for Universal Studios,
$250. All right.
Savage.
Roger Waters has re-recorded Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, and if you were expecting a note-for-note remake, the release of Money that we're going to play for you right now, this is, we'll have opinions after.
Everybody knows the original version of Money from Dark Side of the Moon. Boom, bum, ba-dum, boom, bum, bum. So Roger Waters, again, is redoing Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is.
For the 50th.
That's the Money.
Yeah.
It's a gas.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
so it's a classic.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And is that originally sung by David Gilmour? Is he the singer?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
So Roger Waters has taken over vocals.
Yeah.
And this is Dark Side of the Moon, reimagined 50 years later.
Sit down, everybody.
And the first thing to come off it is Roger Waters' Money. Here you go.
Vegas casino, about ready to rob the place, and like I got a real dark past.
It does sound
I can
cool.
see this being on a
Awesome,
soundtrack.
I was gonna say that sounded very movie. It
that's
does
gonna be
sound
movie,
cool.
but it's good.
Also, in his defense, I think it matches I think the tone of the song matches like what the lyrics mean more.
Money.
Money's. I think the point was like money is corrupting.
Well, and I think in a quote, and I read this somewhere, that he said, back when they wrote it, they were in their 20s, and I guess the meaning of the song has been lost through all the years. So now, through the lens of an almost 80-year-old, this is what it should sound like in my head. But you know what it reminded me of? Just the vocals. Remember the Sopranos theme song?
Yes. Yeah, I get that.
Just the way the vocals are. Right, doesn't have that vibe to it?
The remake, it misses the magic. I feel like that song in its original, there's a color to it, and he's literally taken all the color and the magic out of it. But it's a mood song, and I think
it is. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the what he's done to the rest of the record.
All right, some more quick hits. Huge weekend at the box office. We kind of touched on this earlier. Barbie took in $155 million. Oppenheimer opened with $80.5 million. It's Shark Week, so if you love the Discovery Channel, it is your week. Drake ripped into a fan who threw a vape on stage during a show at Barclays Center. Doja Cat got into some fights with her fans online because she didn't like that they were calling themselves kittens. Then she deactivated her Threads account. She was so mad. And finally, more than 140 rugged, bearded gentlemen crammed into a Florida bar over the weekend for the annual Ernest Hemingway lookalike contest. Yep,
I look forward to this report every year. Who won?
Well, this all happens at Sloppy Joe's Bar in Key West, which is what used to be a favorite watering hole for Hemingway himself in the 1930s. The winner, a man named Garrett Marshall, a retired broadcast engineer from Madison, Wisconsin.
Can I see a picture, Moon? Could you pull up a picture of the Hemingway lookalike contest winner?
Garrett Marshall. He had entered 11 times previously.
He has no head.
And they raised about $125,000 for scholarship funds for local students. So,
which guys?
Wow, those guys do look like Ernest Hemingway. Wow, both of them.
That's awesome.
I'm assuming it's the guy in the middle.
I'm happy for him.
Look at him. He does look like Hemingway.
He does.
So congratulations,
Congratulations, Garrett.
You did it.
Good for you. You finally made it.
You finally did it.
What was the prize there?
The prize was that you win and you're Ernest Hemingway, but they raised $125,000 for a scholarship.
That's freaking sweet.
Boring.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Bindi Irwin, Steve the Crocodile Hunter's daughter, is 25. Mara Wilson. That's the adorable little girl from Mrs. Doubtfire and Matilda. She's 36. Elizabeth.
I don't think she acts anymore.
She graduated from NYU and does blogs. Elizabeth Moss, that's Offred in Handmaid's Tale. Also Peggy Olson in Mad Men. She's 41.
Did you watch Handmaid's Tale?
No.
I bailed out.
Had to bail.
Bailed out.
It was too heavy.
I have
Too
Hulu.
much.
I can. I just got to I got to prepare myself before I go down that road.
Yeah.
I watched like 2 seasons and I'm like, I can't
keep doing
do this anymore.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It just wore me down. Anna Paquin is 41. Rose Byrne is 44. Jennifer Lopez, 54. Barry Bonds, 59. Carl Freakin Malone is 60.
Yeah.
Pam Tillis is 66. Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, is 72. Michael Richards, Kramer on Seinfeld, is 74. Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker in Airplane, is 76. And Chris Sarandon. That's
Prince Humperdinck.
That's right, in The Princess Bride. Chris Sarandon is 81 years old.
So that's where Susan Sarandon got her last name from. They were married briefly.
Oh, right on.
And,
I love her.
She kept the last name.
Do you know that Chris Sarandon was also Jack Skellington in A Nightmare Before Christmas?
Did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Kylie G. Worthy. And today's birthday girl has been in 181 fine films, including...
That sounds like the... Golly gee whiz.
Kylie G. Worthy.
Kylie G. Worthy.
She was in America's Next Top MILF, Big-Breasted Lesbians, Blackzilla Loves Boobs, Brothers Who Love Mothers 2, Desperate House Whores 9, Dirty Big Butt Teachers 1, in King Scott's favorite movie, The Hole Collector.
Oh, my gosh.
Mama's Juicy Booty. Who's Your Mama 2? She was in Your Mama's a Chocoholic 1. And who can forget her role in 2005's Breaking in the New Chick? Yikes. Kylie G. Worthy is 45 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
Birthday, Kylie.
Happy birthday. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, and we'll play 3 and 5. That's right, as we do every Monday. And we will give away some fabulous prizes. We've got tickets to go see Disturbed, big summer show at Breaking Benjamin, August 29th at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. I heard they had to cancel their show out in Phoenix over the weekend.
Hot.
It was too hot.
Wow.
Their equipment was malfunctioning.
That's crazy.
We got tickets to go see Ghost on Friday night, August 11th over at the amphitheater. We got tickets to go see Nickelback next Thursday, August 3rd at the amphitheater. And we got tickets to go see Blue October playing a Point Ho-Ho show Saturday night, December 2nd over at Stiefel Theater. So here's the deal. Moon's going to give you a category. You name 3 things in that category within 5 seconds. 2 out of 3 categories right, you win your choice of prizes. No ums or ahs to start your answer. And Lern and Rafe, you guys are the judges.
Okay.
And you're going to keep everybody honest.
Okay.
314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. We'll play 3 and 5 next. You know, Moon, when your wife was here last week, I don't know if we talked about this on or off the air, but are you guys planning a Disney World trip at some point? Maybe? Possibly?
Yes.
Maybe next year or something like that?
Yeah. Hey, kids, if you're listening, don't listen.
I don't know if it was a secret, surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not listening.
Listen,
They're
it's
sleeping.
summer. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
Yeah, you got...
That is the plan, though. We have been
Kids at home, it's 8 o'clock.
in planning mode for something Disney for a number of years now. But rock,
Yeah, I got-
the 80s, so rock and roll don't pay like
Yeah,
it
I
used
got
to.
one particular kid really putting the screws to me for a Disney World trip.
Oh yeah. We at least 3 of them are like putting the screws to us, but one of them, I mean, every single time we talk about any trip, she's always let down because it's not Disney.
Not Disney.
Yeah, anything. She's like, "Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?"
Kids, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap.
Get a job, kids.
Get a job. Do you ever have to take your kid to Disney?
Yeah, I did Disney. It was fun. It was expensive. I got the Fast Pass. I did the research. I figured out what rides to use the Fast Pass on at this time.
Yeah, so you planned everything out. You did it the right way.
Because you only get 8. You can only do so many. Disney set it up. They separate the dads from the wannabes. Who, if you're wasting your Fast Pass on a ride that you didn't need it for, fool. You're a fool.
Fool.
You're a foolish man.
Yeah, I gave you the name, Moon, of a planner. Like there are specific like Disney planners. They will plan out your entire Disney trip from the moment you touch down in Orlando to the moment you leave.
Dinner reservations,
Everything. They'll take care of everything, which is, I think, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's what we need. Remember, we did the Disney cruise.
Apparently, we did one of those too. That doesn't count.
Oh,
What do you mean it doesn't count?
In my kids' eyes.
there's no castle.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't count in my kids' eyes either. Although they will still say that was one of their best vacations they've ever experienced. We had such a great time, dude. I had such a great time. It was really cool. That was totally worth it. That was crazy expensive. So we had to put a number of years between Disney Cruise and Disney World. Now a couple of them, I was going to say 2. I was going to say the middle 2. 2 of the kids got to experience Disneyland because Goldfinger was playing right down the road.
Yeah, no, we went to Disneyland. Apparently, that doesn't count
That doesn't
either.
count either.
And that was the other thing too. Is my daughter's like, that was incredible, but we only had like a half a day or 3/4 of a day, and it's not Disney World. All my friends say Disney World is better.
Yeah.
I like how your kids say that was incredible, Dad. My kids don't say that. What kid said? Your kid said, Dad, that was incredible. But
She does, yeah.
gratitude,
Father.
Yeah, she had a lot of gratitude.
What a
for that.
stupendous evening.
Papa. What kid says that? You have a special kid at home.
That is
Papa,
a
this adventure whisked me away to a magical time. Your kid's from the 30s?
kind of.
Little old school kids.
It's a little old fashioned in our family.
And I can't imagine what it's like when you work on one of the properties. Well, this guy who posted this video, he provides a little insight into what goes on at the House of the Mouse. All right, here we go. Listen to some of this.
1. At Magic Kingdom, all cast members are empowered to create magical moments. These are designed for if you see a kid lose their turkey leg to a seagull, you can go get them a brand new one for free.
Yeah, so if a cast member sees a kid drop a turkey leg or something bad happen,
You can be a hero.
you could be a hero. And he says he never saw that happen. He did see employees create, quote unquote, magical moments for hot girls, though.
Right on.
Stuff like free food, stuff like moving them to the front of the line. Yes.
No.
They'll do that for hot
Sweet.
chicks. It's supposed to be meant for kids.
Wow. So people got to win that and start taking advantage of it, I bet.
We have to make kids somehow. This is a good way to do
Right?
that.
I mean,
Yes,
I mean,
right.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's
Keep the
good.
business going
Keep the
and
business
growing.
going.
Maybe that's why all these childless adults are going, you know, because they're hot and they're like, oh, we can get to the front of the line.
No, it's employees trying to pick up chicks. That's the only thing.
And I would also like to call out the several adult couples that I know that
Have
go
children?
to Disney, not hot.
Oh, okay. Well,
All right, here's more.
Not my type, anyway.
Here's more.
Have you ever seen a janitor move trash through the park? The answer is no. That would destroy the magic. Every trash can that you see is not actually a trash can, but a chute that goes directly into Disney's trash compactor system called the Utilidor.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
That is
I knew
awesome.
that. There was some it was like a Discovery Channel show.
The
or something like that.
Utilidor.
Yeah, man.
there's a big old trash room underground.
So you never see a janitor with a trash bag.
Yeah,
like
you'll
you'd
never
see at
you'll never
Six
see a
Flags.
trash can overflowing and lemon ice cups on the ground with bees flying around it and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll never see that. There was the coolest experience we ever had, and here was the Disney thing, and this is what my kids do appreciate, is Eric Improda, who's just drumming for Goldfinger. His dad is a Disney Imagineer. He designs all this stuff, and this dude is the nicest, kindest dude. And he loves everything Disney, and he loves playing tour guide. So he said, "Hey, tomorrow after the show, if you can be here at 7:30 in the morning, I'll meet you." This dude brought us in the park.
Gave you the
freezies.
backstage tour?
He gave us the backstage, and he goes, "Yeah, so we designed this like this," and I mean behind the scenes secrets. This was forced perspective for this, and then he took us on his favorite rides, and he told us all the secrets about it. And dude, we had a private Discovery Channel show.
Wow.
Did he show you the trash chutes?
No, but I remember him mentioning a bunch of stuff, and some of which I remembered from watching those kind of behind the scenes.
How it works.
And they showed the tunnels underneath where the cast members were going from one place to the next, and kind of where they hid the doors. They talked about the 33 door,
33 Club.
the 33 Club.
I think the trash chutes, that's amazing.
That is
I never
amazing.
knew about that.
It's like
It
Willy
is.
Wonka.
And you better hope a kid doesn't crawl in there.
It's
That's
great,
where all
and
the
it makes a
missing
difference.
kids are.
Yep, that's right. That's where all the missing
Squirrel.
kids are.
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong with that.
How is nobody, now that this is public,
Throw your retainer away.
how is nobody who's nuts going down those trash chutes? I mean, yes, you're going into Trash City USA, but also, what else is down there?
Yeah, man.
You know?
If they got the cans
Sex
rigged,
dungeons.
where people can't, where the openings are too small or something.
Yeah, probably.
And now that Star Wars is a Disney property, you feel like going down the
Yeah.
chute from the.
And from the first
From the
one.
first
from A New
trilogy,
Hope.
yeah.
All right, so what happens when a kid vomits? What happens when a kid throws up on a ride?
A cast member asked him. He looks at the food that's on the ground and goes and replaces it for free.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't you dare call it vomit.
Nobody throws up at Disney World. That's gross. They have protein spills, and every cast member has protein spill powder. You throw it on top of the throw up, it dries it up, and the janitor will come and clean it up a few minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh.
Protein spill.
Protein spill,
Gross.
which makes it way worse.
I know.
Gosh, that's lovely.
I'd rather
gross.
hear the word vomit than protein spill.
That's so gross.
Yeah, it sounds like something else.
Protein spill sounds like what happens at
That's
the gym.
right.
When the big old meatheads start vomiting.
No, Scott is correct. You see protein spills on YouPorn.
And how do you know that?
Leave it to you to go there.
I know. Well, my favorite movie was the one he just talked about a second ago.
Protein spill powder, which is probably the sawdust they use in elementary school.
That's magic powder.
Yeah.
Ew.
Dries it up. The janitor shows up and cleans it away. And this is probably the most disturbing part of this little video.
I would have to call Child Protective Services, the police, and Disney management at least once a month while working at Space Mountain. Why? Their parents thought it would be a great idea to wait in a 2.5-hour line to get onto Space Mountain and leave their kid out front. Well, by the time they get off that ride, the police greet them and no one leaves happy, and it's not very magical.
Yep, he said about once a month he'd have to call Child Protective Services because the parents would just leave the kids outside of Space Mountain in the strollers.
You're too short. Here, you wait here for us because that line is forever.
Forever.
is the longest
That's
line
the fast
ever.
pass line, dude. Space Mountain. Twice.
That's one to do, the fast pass on.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Don't
We
fall for
waited
the
for
fireworks. They let you use it on the fireworks.
No.
There's plenty of seating in the fireworks. You don't need it. And we only did 2. We did Magic Kingdom and
Epcot?
I don't think we did Epcot because he was little. When we took him, he was pretty little. So I think we did Animal Kingdom.
Oh, they got Space Mountain in both. Is that?
Yeah, they have Space Mountain
Yeah,
on
they have a
both.
couple that repeat.
Oh, okay, yeah. We did that in Disneyland. That was we stayed in line for 2 hours.
Which one's in
That's a
Florida?
fun
We did the fast pass in
Florida's
Disneyland.
World. Land
That's
is
one
California.
we went to.
Now, here he is talking about different ways to get fired if you were a Disney World employee.
Breaking the rules. For example, if you wake up one morning and you call in sick, and then you take your employee ID card and you go to Magic Kingdom and you use it to get free entry into Magic Kingdom, well, the mouse knows that you called in sick, cross-references your sick day with the free entrance at the gate of Magic Kingdom, and guess what? You're fired and escorted off the premises before you even ever make it to Space Mountain.
I mean, come on, you're an idiot if you do that.
Right.
You call out sick and yet you go to the park, you dummy. I don't want anybody like that working for me.
Who would want to?
The mouse is right.
The mouse is sitting at a keyboard and Cameron's like goes, oh, look at this guy.
I just was thinking
Gary, he called out sick.
South Park's depiction of him.
Let's get this guy out of here now. What an idiot.
Yeah.
He's in his
The
pants.
guy dresses goofy in a security
Right.
costume comes and grabs you.
Goofy, go get this moron.
Idiot.
Continuity is something that Disney World takes very seriously. For example, my uniform was all gray. I worked in Tomorrowland at Space Mountain. If I decided to get hungry and go to Frontierland and walk to another land dressed in uniform, they would fire me on the spot.
Yep.
Dang.
You ain't going to be here tomorrow, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
Out. You're out.
Makes sense, though.
Snow White just went into Tomorrowland.
Get her out of here.
Character's gone rogue.
Goodbye.
Perfect voice, man.
Yeah, he's got A.
Hey, man. Got one thing.
Mooney Mouse.
All right, let's give away some stuff. All right, it's Monday. We're playing 3 and 5. All right, so Moon is going to give you a category. You name 3 things in the category within 5 seconds. 2 out of 3 categories right, you win your choice of prizes. We have Disturb tickets, Ghost tickets, Nickelback tickets, and Blue October tickets. All right, remember, no ums or ahs to start your answer. Them's the rules. Let's do 2 practice rounds, Moon.
Okay.
Who first?
Let's go with Rafe.
Rafe.
Okay.
All right, here we go. No pressure. 3 and 5.
Name 3 Disney princesses.
Jasmine, Ariel, Snow White.
Outstanding.
Was Snow White a princess? Yes.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, I don't know. Okay,
Yeah,
all
you got
right.
me there. I don't know.
Work.
You're the judge. I'm just the host.
She's
Cinderella
OG.
popped in, and then I couldn't remember if she was actually a princess or not.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Cinderella.
Oh,
Cinderella.
I think you said Cruella.
Cinderella was a princess?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she became a princess.
She did. She was a maid and then a
And then became-
stepsister.
Counts.
Yes.
Counts
Yeah.
that.
All right, Learn.
Learn.
Okay.
Name 3 Star Wars characters.
Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and a Wookiee. What?
Oh, my
Dang it.
A Wookiee what?
I did it all for the Wookiee. Come on, the Wookiee.
I was wanting to say Chewie. Damn it.
Darth Vader. Come on.
No, man.
Yoda.
I like the good
So
people.
you can take that cookie and stick it up your... stick it up your...
Let's go to the phones. 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. Richard, hello.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's up,
Richard,
Richard?
let's play. Yeah, you got it, right?
Yeah, man. Tommy boy.
Let's play 3 and 5.
Name 3 famous people named Scott.
Scott Rizzuto, King Scott.
Killing it.
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Yeah,
2 out of 3 ain't
Scott
bad.
Baio, the most famous of the Scots. Duh. Next.
Most famous.
Okay. Name 3 types of instrument.
Guitar, drum, flute.
Very
Flute?
good.
Did you say blute or
He said
flute?
blute, but I'm going to take it.
Buffoon.
I like the blue though, man. That's fun.
You know what I was
That's a
looking for?
combo bassoon flute.
You play a mean blute.
I was looking for like more string, brass, woodwind, you know, that kind of thing. But you know what? Let's count it.
Hang on,
You're not the judge.
I know, but I am the host, and the host said types of instrument. But okay, Judge, thank you for listening carefully.
I was impressed with his blute.
Judges,
Yeah, I say we accept.
blute, accept blute.
Hey,
Hey.
Yes.
And I'm out of here. All right,
Hey,
good.
yes.
Blute, flute.
Stand in the corner and play your
Bluto.
blute. All right, one final one.
Name three sports where athletes don't really run.
Hockey.
Well, that's a tough one. That's sorry, Richard.
Bowling.
Archery,
Golf,
golf, hockey counts.
wrestling.
Hockey counts.
Hockey counts. Wrestling.
Yeah,
That wasn't that tough.
there's a lot that count.
Yeah, but right away your mind goes to the sports where people run.
Sure.
Like we watch sports where people run. Mm-hmm. It's tough quickly. Yeah, kind of pivot. Okay, next, let's go to Mike in Wentzville. Good morning, Mike.
Marion, happy birthday, Rizz.
Good morning, Mike. Let's play 3 and 5.
Name three large animals that are not an elephant.
Giraffe, hippopotamus.
All right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Looking for whale. Whale.
Yeah.
Next.
Name three cities that start with the letter B.
Killing it.
Monday.
Oh man. What'd you think?
Boston, Baltimore.
Someone
Those are
just
the
said
first two,
Boston earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Boston, Baltimore.
Belleville.
Belleville,
Beijing.
Branson.
Works.
Yeah, Beijing.
Branson.
Branson. Baldwin.
Damn.
There's a billion of them. Is it Price?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Let's play
Happy
3 and
birthday.
5. Thank you, buddy.
Name three shows or movies about cops.
Blue Streak.
Oh, dang.
Blue
CSI.
Streak.
Wow, man.
Blue Streak. That was that
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence.
That's a good movie, actually.
Gato es pantalones, though.
My first thought is cops, and he
Cops.
did say cops.
Yeah,
but,
thank goodness.
What a spectrum, too, he went in his mind. He's like, that one obscure Martin Lawrence film from the 90s, and the saddest thing I've ever watched, Cops.
All right, you can bounce back here.
All right,
though.
Price. Here we
You
go.
got this, Price.
Name three things at a coffee shop.
Coffee, cream, and sugar.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly right.
You find all those things.
He went
now.
micro.
Confidence has returned.
All right, here we go, Price.
Name three Matt Damon movies.
Born Identity, Born Ultimatum, and Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Team America
Hang on.
count?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I
he's
guess he
Matt
was.
Big star of that.
Damon.
Yeah, Neiman. All right, let's go to Dominic in Greenville. Good morning, Dominic.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
Let's play 3 and 5. Here we go.
Name three animals that fly.
Bird.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right, that's all I got, too. Okay. Next.
That's all you had? You didn't have
Birds,
like bat,
you know,
mosquito.
I
mean,
was
you
going to
can
say
you can
insects,
any of it.
Bees.
Yeah, I would have gone deeper myself, but I'm being nice. I don't want to make Dominic feel bad.
Okay. Right. Name three things at a water park.
Water, kids, lifeguard.
Yes.
That's true.
You would find all those things there.
Very
yes.
good.
All right, here we go. Final one.
Name three things that Rizz hates.
All right, you could have named anything.
People.
Could have
People.
named anything.
That's right.
People
That's exactly right.
being late.
Pretty much hate everything.
Waiting in
So
line.
getting wet. Did you say getting wet?
Getting wet.
Moisture.
Moisture.
Moisture of any kind. Terry, hello.
All right, guys, let's do this.
Whoa.
Hey.
All right.
Whoa.
This is the energy we need.
Oh, wow.
She's on her 5-minute smoke break. Let's hurry this up.
Right.
Go. All right, Terry.
Name three Sylvester Stallone movies.
Yeah, nope, my brain.
Rocky 2, Rocky 3. Come
Yeah, you
on.
could have gone with
I'm
that.
not walking fast enough in a circle, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Rambo. You could have done the same thing with Rambo.
It's true.
Yeah.
Don't stop or my mom will shoot.
Over the top.
Over
Next.
Cobra.
Okay.
Expendables.
Expendables 1
Expendables
and
2.
2.
Expendables
I
3.
think it was Expendables. They were right there. And it
Right
just
there,
went-
Terry. You blew it.
I
Next.
did.
All right, calm down, everybody.
All right.
Name three things that you see at a concert.
Moon falling, people falling, and people.
Oh, goodbye.
Moon falling.
Have you ever fallen?
Well, I'm sure I have. But
I'm sure
not
we've
on a
all
regular
fallen
basis.
at
I was going to
concert.
say, is this some weird thing that everybody knows?
I
Like,
don't know.
I feel like she separated that with a comma. She won. Moon, comma, falling, comma, people. But she said moon falling, people falling.
And then unintelligible at the end.
right. That's all right, Terry.
I can't tell if technically she should have gotten that.
Of course you should have gotten that.
Moon,
She could have
if
said
she was like
anything.
moon, falling, people. People do
How about you
fall.
just say
Band.
people,
Fans,
band,
tickets,
Beer.
concrete,
Seats.
I'm not saying there wasn't
Jesus.
a better way to do
Instruments.
it. I'm just saying
speakers.
there's an argument that
I think
she
her
may have
boss
made.
walked in and things
John?
went awry.
Yes.
Hi, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. Let's play 3 and 5. Let's give away something.
John, name 3 things that are gold.
Jewelry, clock. I just dang it.
I
Judges,
like
would
that.
you have accepted gold?
Yeah.
Things that are made of
Yeah.
gold?
Yes.
Gold.
Yeah, because I was referring to the color.
Gold is made of gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're very right.
Okay, well, how about name 3 famous guitar players?
Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page.
Oh, no! You were looking for another Jimmy! It didn't have to be Jimmy!
Fell in a Jimmy
Yeah,
hole.
it must have been a hell of a weekend for everybody. Everybody's just like,
Oh, he froze.
just tired enough to get 2 out of 3 every time. Do we have a winner?
1.
Oh, we do. Oh, well, okay.
1.
Glad to have given something away. We can keep going. I mean,
All right, let's do it.
I feel like these are like
I'd like
pocket.
to end on a high note.
These are like in the pocket, I thought. Because, I mean, they're not super easy, but I'm also
No, I mean, he should have got that last one.
Yeah.
Peyton, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Peyton, here we go. Let's get a winner.
Okay, name 3 St. Louis bands.
Oh, boy.
What did you say?
Doesn't matter.
Come on.
What'd you
It's
say?
on you.
Free St. Louis something.
Yeah, that's on you. Well, let's do it again. Oh, for
Okay,
1.
you got this one. Name 3 movies in theaters right now.
Barbie.
And the streak continues.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Oh, man.
Oppenheimer.
That's such
Remember,
a
no
good one.
ums or ahs.
Right.
Damn it.
Gosh darn it.
I predict you would have gone Barbie, Oppenheimer, and not
And then
the
not
third.
gotten anything. Mission Impossible.
Would have been correct, yes.
Oh, man.
Christian in Belleville, hello.
Happy birthday, Rizz.
Thank you, buddy. Let's go.
Name 3 states with 2 words in the name.
North Dakota, South Dakota, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Now we're on the right
Here
track.
we go.
All right, here we go.
Name,
Go, Christian.
Name 3 teams in Major League Soccer.
You can go ahead and buzz me on that.
I'm gonna. Okay. One final one. Here we
Rooting
go.
for you more than ever.
Name 3 places to see mountains.
Appalachian.
Man, come on, bro. I gave you 2 states questions and poo.
You could have said outside
you
from
uttered
an
it.
airplane.
See, I gave him a second. If he would have said Appalachia,
Sure.
but he said Appalachia.
Would you have taken outside, airplane, boat,
I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV, movies.
pictures,
Maps.
Bush beer?
Canada,
This
U.S.,
is it.
Mexico.
One final one.
This is it.
This is it for the day. And it all comes down to Ashley and Alton. Ashley? Ashley.
Oh, no.
Well, that's pretty much the high
Are you
point.
there, Ashley? Are you there, Ashley? Oh, right.
Okay.
All right. I was ready to move on.
We were about ready to lose it.
Ashley, this is it. You are the final contestant.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Name
Calm down, everybody.
name 3 St. Louis Cardinals players.
Matt Holiday, Albert Pujols, Molina.
It sounded like
She said, man, holiday.
Oh, man.
we want it for her so much.
That was
I'm
tight.
gonna get. Hang on, Ashley. Judges.
I'm going to. It was a long M.
It
It was
was.
a long M. But I'll give it to her just because I want to end on a high note.
Yeah.
Judge Rafe, yes, thumbs up.
I'm going to
Judge
give it a
Lern,
thumbs up, too.
Scott,
Yeah,
you okay
because
with
sometimes I've accidentally written 3 humps, in the M.
it? Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Fine. Gave it to you. Gave it to you. Okay, Ashley, come on. Let's do this.
Name 3 extremely popular boys' names.
Landon, Liam, Aiden.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yep.
I
Fine with me.
I know
Fine with
each
me.
of those. Yeah.
Landon, Liam, and what was the last one?
Aiden.
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 Good enough.
Congratulations.
Ashley wins. Congratulations.
Whew.
Wow.
Whew, we ended on a high note. I like the heck you. Favorite. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with Sex Time Fun Facts and your Sex Toy of the Week. Topics to be covered. When your girlfriend asks how you lost your virginity, do you have to tell the truth the whole time? Are you sleep divorced? And would you rather be with the funny one or be with someone who's funny? I don't know.
Would I rather be the funny one?
Would you rather be the funny one or be with somebody who's funny?
That's a good question.
Okay, we'll chomp it up next. It is 8:28. Before we get into Sex Time Fun Facts, I do want to address something. Moon, you were not here Friday, but and Justin on email reminded me to bring this up. He says, good morning, love the show. Quick question. Last 2 Chris Kattan appearances have been my favorite interviews ever.
Wow, really?
And he says, he and Rizz play off each other so well, he almost fits in as a member of the show. Chris Kattan was awesome on Friday.
He was very sweet, very fun.
But I rewatched his last appearance, not Friday's, and he was given a third-timer certificate the last time he was here. But he got the third-timer certificate on Friday, too.
Well, we're just going to say that the first one, he didn't bring his soul, so it didn't count.
Maybe there we go.
Maybe
Yeah.
Can we give him a third-timers one each time from now on that he comes on?
I'm thinking that's going to become a thing every time Chris Kattan comes on.
Until he catches on.
We're going to say it's his third time.
Yeah.
The first time was one of the most infamous things that will ever happen in Rizz Show history, ever. And the second time he was here, he did not even recall being here the first time.
He did not.
So this was a honest mistake, but a funny and applicable mistake. You know what I mean? Like it kind of applies to the whole experience that we have. With Chris Kattan.
We'll chalk it up to the first appearance was not really Chris Kattan.
Yeah, let's not count that.
Good.
Hey, I got good news. I already have a third-timer certificate ready for him.
Good.
Oh, good.
So every time Chris Kattan comes on the show, it's his third time.
Is it the one you dug out of the trash Friday?
Yeah, right.
He threw it out. Did he throw it out?
I doubt it. He would have kept that.
No, he would have kept that.
Put it next
out
he's
with
putting it next to his other third-timer
Man, as hysterical as that is, we have the red jacket for fifth-timers, for the five-timers, you know? And there's very few people that have been able to wear the red jacket.
Well, he doesn't know.
And now, I was saying, now with this joke, Chris will never wear it.
No, but maybe the next time we'll act like the third-timers get to wear it.
And
then we'll
know.
It'll be an inside joke with the audience and us.
Like it really is his fifth.
It is his fifth.
Well, we're getting him the third. Okay, everybody in on the joke? Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Now watch. Next time he's going to come in and we're going to do that and say the third-timer joke, and he's going to go, dude, I've been here 5 times.
Where's my jacket?
I'm kind of insulted that you're discounting.
Where's my jacket? Well, now he lives in Springfield, Illinois.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, half the time.
Yes, he does.
So he can
It's
hear
the new
us
Hollywood.
right now?
Springfield, Ill? Yeah.
His smoking hot fiance
Smoking hot fiance.
lives in Springfield with her cute dogs.
Oh, the same gal he's been with for a couple years.
Journalist.
Has he?
He mentioned her last time. Maybe not on air, but
Now they're engaged. They got engaged at a Wilco show, like the band, like Stop the Show.
Wow, cool.
Really cute
Good for
story.
him.
Had a bunch of kids with him on his Instagram. She have a bunch of kids, maybe?
Who were those
A bunch
kids?
of young kids.
He was on the hill eating dinner with a bunch of kids at a table with his smoking hot fiance.
He was doing St. Louis stuff while he was here because they were here.
No kidding.
Yeah, he said her cousin, I guess, if she's close with.
Oh,
lives
yeah,
here.
I think there's family here.
So they come down.
Okay,
that was
I didn't think
nieces
she.
and nephews.
Yeah, I didn't think she had kids. I know he don't have kids.
Yeah.
But yes, he was wonderful on Friday.
That's awesome.
And I will admit that Moon admitted. Oh no, sorry, Moon texted the group asking how Chris Kattan was.
Yeah.
And I said he was okay.
Yeah, it was like, he was okay. He was in a good mood. That's what you put.
Right.
Which, of course, to me, I'm reading this in Boston or where the heck I am, and I was like, oh, bummer. Like, it must have been,
No,
must have been just
And I took it
okay.
that way too.
I didn't mean for
really good
he was
swing.
really good. I didn't mean for it to come off that way.
Right. It was like
he
bad
was very
timing
good
for you. It's bad timing.
No. You texted like right after we got off, done with the show on Friday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you weren't
You're
like,
in weekend mode.
You
I
weren't
was
in
in-
review mode.
Yeah.
To tell
It
me.
was all right.
I was
fine.
upset. I thought we did a really good job, and then I was like, "Oh, that's not okay. That's not
No,
good."
it was fine. It was.
Yeah, nobody else chimed in. It said he was okay. He was in a good mood. And I thought, whoa, that's what
No,
you
no,
I
guys
it was
silenced
fine.
the conversation after that. I was like, "I can't deal with this."
Yeah, you're like, oh boy. Yikes.
No, it was good. Okay, so from now on, whenever Chris Kattan comes in, he's a third timer. Good.
I'm putting it in the file.
Put it in the file.
Ongoing
Yes.
Rizz Show things.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. And it's sponsored by
Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
Okay, so this is a good scenario here. I'm going to paint this picture. This comes from an email I found on the internet. My girlfriend asked me when and how I lost my virginity. I said, I don't want to talk about it. And she acted like it was weird. She volunteered that she lost her virginity to her high school boyfriend when she was 16. I still wouldn't answer, and it got weird, and she wanted a fight. In your mind, why is he not telling her how he lost his virginity? What in your head, how does the story go?
Maybe it's embarrassing.
I'm going to say he hadn't yet.
No, he lost it. No, he's not a virgin.
So I don't know. Maybe he's embarrassed, or maybe he thinks this will be bad for her to hear.
I'm going to ask
kinfolk to her.
What?
Like he sleep with someone
the most Missouri crap I've ever heard.
Like, so he slept with a family member?
Oh,
no, with her family. Her family.
All right, no, okay, no, I didn't. No, we all took it like it was a family member of his.
Hey,
he was saying it was a family member of
fun.
hers.
Oh,
all right, okay, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know who's the hillbillies here.
You're right, Scott.
You guys.
You're right.
Sorry about that, buddy. But we were all on this.
Yeah,
we were all thinking the
what
same
the heck
thing.
is he saying?
He was from Quincy.
Yes. Rafe, in your mind, why is he not telling her? What is the story behind him losing his virginity?
About losing his virginity?
Yeah. Why is he not going to tell her? I do have the answer.
I would think he one of two things. One, it just feels like it's a lose-lose. Maybe she's the type. He's like, I don't even want to talk about me having sex with another person because you're a jealous type person. And
but she's like putting the screws to him. Like, why are you not telling me?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know, man. I can't think of if it's not like banged your friend, best friend.
Once I say it, it's going to be so obvious.
I think I know what it is.
God, Scott.
Guy.
He doesn't want his teacher to be in trouble.
Not a bad answer. You're creative today.
With a
I will
dude.
give you that.
Thank you.
Maybe he's with a dude.
Nope.
Nope.
The honest answer is he lost his virginity to a prostitute that his dad paid for when he was 18.
I'm not like a regular dad. I'm a cool dad.
Wow. Cool dad.
Holy
Well, you know, I
crows.
never thought about. So we hear about this every once in a while, and I always think about like his perspective, how that would run in your own mind as you get older. I've never thought about having to explain it to a later person, a later relationship. Or
Well,
wife.
thank God I don't
never
have
thought
a
about
weird
that.
story like this where I would have to.
You know what I'm saying? Though I mean,
Yeah.
I've never considered
Ashamed of it.
that would be a difficult thing to carry. Maybe.
So that's why he's not telling her. So his question is, well, he's like, I don't want to know in that. So should I make up a lie, keep avoiding the question, or tell the truth?
I don't think you lie. I think you ease in and you say, to be honest, like I'm a bit embarrassed about the scenario,
And you're just going to keep it there?
and I'd rather not talk about
That
it.
is not an acceptable answer.
No. I'm not saying
Now you've created even a bigger problem.
No. No, you're not creating any problems. You're trying to solve the problem in a way that makes everybody comfortable.
Okay, I'm going to ask the female.
Oh.
With that scenario, with me saying, okay, I'm not telling you because I'm embarrassed, and I think you should respect that.
No. I'm not. I wouldn't say it that way. I would say, okay. So
Okay, I'm dating you both right
Come
now.
on, come on.
How did you both? Here we
I
go.
want you
All right.
to explain to tell her how this is going to go down.
Just top of mind. Let me get in character.
Ask him how he lost his virginity.
Wow, what a memory.
Hi, Moon. Oh, we're dating. Hey.
Hey.
Honey.
Hey, honey.
Hey, baby.
Hey, how'd you lose your virginity?
To be honest,
Yeah.
right now, it's a really embarrassing sort of scenario.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
kind of like to not think about it and relive it, and I'm not sure I'm ready to tell you that. I'm not sure I'm
It
ready
was
to tell you
premature,
that.
wasn't it?
Oh,
So what you've done here
Yeah. Now
is you've now
the wheels
go
are
there.
going now.
is you've now tabled the conversation. Mm-hmm. You've
yeah,
tabled it
Yeah.
to another time where You've now built this relationship. Now you're supposed to be trusting each other.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say I won't tell you. I'm going to say like I am not ready to tell you that right now.
Okay.
And because
he's putting a boundary up.
And I would say it has nothing to do with you. I assure you, it's because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, and I'm not even 100% sure how I feel about it.
Let me tell you what's happening in the female body, because I'm the female in the Rizzuto Show. So I'm going, oh my God, now this person has been inside of me. I want to know where he's been.
All right.
And I am losing it because like now my wheels are spinning like, what, were you molested?
Yes.
Were you, was it an STD? Was it, you know, I'm going to the
what
very
I'm thinking is going through your
part
head.
of my head.
Well, you guys just broke up and now we're dating.
Okay, now Rafe and I are, okay.
Now ask me the same question.
Hey, Rafe, how are you?
Hi, hon.
Oh, good. Hey.
You look nice.
Thank you. How did you lose your virginity?
Oh, same old chestnut as most guys. I banged the hooker that the guy I hope to be grandfather to our children one day paid for.
Oh. Well, that slaps. All right, cool.
That's cool.
Anyway, you want to go to Red Lobster?
Let's go, honey. Cheddar biscuits. Sign me up.
No, you lie. You lie.
You don't lie.
You lie.
Never lie.
The truth is the best.
The
It sets
answer
you
is
free.
lying.
I feel like he's off the hook because his dad did it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you got to
in lieu of birds and the bees, his dad was like, "Look, I can tell you about the birds and the bees, but
I don't think
Lola
actually,
here,
The real
she
answer.
can show you."
The real answer is you just don't tell all the details.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
just
he's
say
on
it
the
like
hook
this.
anyway.
You say it like this, and that way you can avoid any weird issues. You say, my dad was involved. I just want to leave it at that.
Right. Okay. Every one of you
All
are
right,
wrong.
ask me.
Okay, now we're dead. Hi, Rizz.
Hey.
Hey. How'd you lose your V card?
Oh, I was 18. It was a woman I really didn't know. We were in a hotel. That's it.
Dad paid for her?
Why you wouldn't? Your mind wouldn't go there.
immediately do go there.
unless
First of
you
all-
ask that
First of all,
question.
And then
if
what do you
she's-
do?
If she's asking the question,
She's not going to ask that.
I am
follow-up.
asking the
No,
question.
but that's what I'm telling you. If she's asking the question at all and you give those details, now she has to. You have to fill in all the blanks, and that's why I'm saying like A, you don't lie, and B, you just say I'm not
I didn't
comfortable.
lie.
You don't. If you're not, if
I
you're
didn't
not
lie.
Bouncing around
if
the
you're
fact
not
that
ready
you're
to tell the
prostitute.
whole story, then the story should be
That's
told.
almost worse.
I didn't lie, and I'm hoping for no follow-up
If
questions.
someone is
And
asking
if-
for that for the story, they want to know everything for
No,
whatever
they don't want to know.
freaking
They
reason.
just want to know. No, I'm 100% right. Ask me, who was she?
Who was she?
I don't know. It was a one-night thing.
I mean, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
No, you are literally lying. You're,
I'm literally
it's
not
not a
lying.
one-night stand. It's not a wedding that you hooked up with
It was
somebody's
a one-night
cousin.
stand.
No, it's not. It was a transaction that your father paid for.
Okay.
And what else are you lying about?
I didn't lie.
Got him.
That's not. I'm not lying.
Let me say this. Out of all of you,
You think it's lying out of omission?
yeah. And here's the deal. If I would have asked you, was it a prostitute, and you wouldn't answer that,
You never would ask that question.
I would have.
You never would. That would
I'm
not.
neurotic. I would
that
have.
would
Finish your
not.
thought. Out of all of you, what?
Out of all of you, I got to go. So I understood these Rafe and Moon the best because you are the type of person who is more reserved, that sets a boundary and will get to it possibly eventually when you're ready. Okay, that's you. And then you're serving realness about your family.
Telling the truth.
And you're telling the truth, and like, and then that's on me to deal with for both
Well,
situations.
first of all, that's not what I would do. That's what I would suggest to this person because that's the scenario they're saying. They're
What would
saying
you
that
do?
they're-
You'd say I banged a hooker?
I would say
That my dad got me?
no. For me,
I probably
so
wouldn't phrase it that way.
I'm in this situation with my wife, and let's say that she asked me this, and this is somebody that I trust, and I also know her, and I would say, you know what? I'm not sure. It's a pretty exceptional story. I'm willing to tell you anything that you want to know, but like you're going to need to think about that question again, and if you ask it again, I will answer it.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
That's
Now
how
you're throwing even more weirdness onto it.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, hey, man, like,
what you wish for.
think about this, dude. I mean, think about who you are.
You ask that question the twain time, I shall answer it.
Think about who you are. How old are you? How old are you? 44.
I'm going to be 45.
Hell happened
Okay,
to you?
so imagine you at 44 asking some of the questions that you asked when you were 24 in this scenario. There are things now that you go, man, I wish I didn't know that. I didn't need to know that. But at 24, you're all like, you're so wrapped in it.
I don't know how old these people are, by the way.
You got to be careful what you wish for. I will say that. Like if you start going down that road and you want to know the answer and you're not, there's no weirdness, ladies. Like you're saying, like, okay, I really just am genuinely curious. I want the truth. You have to be prepared for the truth.
That's what I mean.
So-
Here's how
and
I
I'd be
would
looking
diffuse
out for
this.
any insecurities. I'd be like, yo, this might affect you. or how you view me, even though I hope it doesn't, and it shouldn't because it was a past and it was my dad signing a check, signing a check for me.
I mean, you don't write a check to, well, yeah, actually, Jerry Springer wrote a check.
It's so weird, dude. But I'm just saying, like,
Jerry Springer wrote a check to a prostitute.
If that were my story and we were like serious, you and I were serious, Lern, and
Yes.
you said that, and I thought that you might not handle it well because of what insecurity or anything that, I may know about you or something. I would say, like, it's a pretty exceptional story. It's pretty embarrassing, and it's definitely going to be an answer that surprises you.
All right,
Are you
ask
sure
me
you
the
want to
question
know?
again.
Are you
Ask me the
sure you
question
want to know?
Here's how I would really handle the situation if I had lost my virginity to a prostitute. God,
Rizz, hey, we're having
Hi.
such a great time. How'd you lose your virginity?
we're not doing this.
That's a good
That
answer.
sounds more like you.
Yeah, that is you.
No,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not doing
We're
this.
not doing this.
We're not doing
We
this.
were representing this guy, and this guy's in a scenario
Would
where
that-
he
can I
doesn't
ask-
want to say, and he wants
What
to
do you
know
think
what
he
to
should
say.
do?
I think you should just tell her.
I agree. The truth will set you free. That is so true and
Amen,
cheesy,
brother.
but it's so true. The truth will set you free.
Yes,
Like,
it will set you free because some girls will go, oh,
She will break
goodbye.
up with you, and you will be free to
but
date
that's-
now
anybody
you're
else.
free.
But hey, that's okay because guess what? That's your truth. You lost your virginity because your dad paid for a prostitute. That's part of your story now. And you shouldn't be with somebody who's not going to be understanding of your life's exceptional situations.
What a cool
Yeah,
dad.
definitely.
Would you-
And I understand that as far as my truth, but like I'm a different person than I was 5 years ago, than I was
Absolutely.
10 years
Yeah,
ago,
we
and all
all
that kind
are.
of stuff. So if I'm with somebody and they're with me, do you need to know everyone's past lives and past truths in order to feel like you're close to that situation?
That's a
that person?
subjective thing. For me, yes. I love to know. I mean, and Tim too. We both love to know as much as we can about each other's past. Not because we want to judge and bring it up and put it in front of their face, but because it's like interesting to know a person so well.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And I used to be of the ilk that like I needed to know everything, so I felt like I had a good grasp on things. But what I found is that for me, sometimes I can do things in my mind that aren't healthy for me. And I don't need everything. I don't need to know everything. So
Some boxes are better left in the
right.
attic.
So for exactly. So for me now at this age, I know what I can do good with, and I know what I can do bad with.
Well, I love
in
that
my
for
own
you.
mind.
Question.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right.
This section. Would it bother you? I'm kind of curious if you found out, if he was honest with you, and your husband was like, I have had sex with prostitutes in the past. Is that something that would bother you, or is that something you'd be like, thank you for telling me? Sex work is work, as long as it was a transactional thing
Yeah.
and no one was being taken advantage of? You cool with that, or is that something that changes your view?
Honestly, as long as it was consensual, sex work is work, in my opinion. As long as everybody doesn't have diseases.
But you cool with it? I mean, this is distant past. He's like, I
you
was
did this-
18, I was in
right.
the Army.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
I'm just
like,
spitballing here.
just having an organic reaction right now, I think I would be okay with it.
Would you be okay with him feeling weird enough
Asking
about
for a
it?
friend.
Asking for a friend.
Giving
hypotheticals here.
No way.
Would you be okay with him keeping it personally? Like if it was something that he doesn't feel right about, he doesn't appreciate about himself, or I'm not saying shame is involved or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, what if he's like, this is something that I want to lock away and not be a part of who I am?
I would be a little bit more concerned about that. I really do. We have such an honesty in our relationship where we both have things of our past that we have brought forward that were hard to talk about. And it's like, I feel like I know him to his core and I accept him.
Right, and if you found this out, you go, I thought I knew you.
I thought I knew you. Exactly.
You don't seem like a bang a prostitute guy, huh?
He doesn't. That would surprise me greatly.
Yeah.
But again, if he told me now, he's like, that would be a weird thing. Like, I'm like,
Maybe now, but I'm saying like as you were having these
As we were-
difficult
yeah,
As you were
conversations,
courting.
if that was one of them
yeah.
Right.
and he was forthcoming,
Right.
would that at that time have changed your opinion, view, or
I don't think it would
or
have.
eagerness to be in the relationship?
I don't think it would have. As long
There
as
you
he's
go.
still not going out and paying for sex, because he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Okay. All right.
I knew somebody.
What about you guys? What if you found out? What if your wife was like, "Oh, did I not tell you? I paid for a gigolo once."
Well, at this point, yeah, that would be shocking because Lern's basically describing my relationship too. It's like we're like just crazy honest. We know everything about each other. But
Everybody thinks that.
In the beginning, I don't know, maybe I knew a dude that had to get over a lot with his gal, and he found out. I mean, like after he was like in love and they were like committed, he found out that she had a tendency that when she was single, her favorite thing was to sleep with married men. Like she would just go around town and just like that was her thing.
Man.
And that was difficult for him. And not because she was sleeping with a bunch of men, but because she was doing it intentionally with committed folks.
That's an odd.
I found that out about my wife. It would be I didn't take you as somebody who used to do that.
Or would you rather have the jumping around the truth aspect? Would you rather be kept in the dark or in the light?
I would want to know how this would come up. Like,
because you just got curious. You had a moment where you're curious.
And I asked what question?
And you're like, hey, have you ever slept with have you ever paid for sex? That's the question that comes up for your wife.
Well, first of all, he has like 3 rules that he lives by. One is never trust a man in a bow tie, and the next one is never pay for sex.
Okay.
That's his rule.
That would never come up in conversation. I'll tell you why. Because if it's an answer I don't want to hear, why am I even bringing it up?
Interesting. All right. Again, it's a very subjective
why am I going to bring up something that could potentially cause whatever feelings I don't want to feel right now?
I definitely agree with that. The boxes in the attic are...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that.
Why do I need to know?
I got to a point where I'm like, you know what?
Keep them up there, man.
Maybe it's just old Christmas decorations, but maybe not.
I'm quite curious.
Might be Grandpa's old World War II memorabilia, and you might find some stuff out you didn't want to know.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and that's everybody. I get we all got skeletons in the closet to some degree, but I don't know. To me, it's like I love you go into it with no judgment, thinking this isn't going to change things. I'm just genuinely curious. And if you get surprised by the answer, maybe it makes you think differently for like a split second, but hopefully you can just still love and accept
Well, but what if I don't? I don't know how I'm going to feel if I find out my wife was with gigolos.
Yeah.
You should be cool with it, because sex work is work.
It is
Sure.
work, man.
And it goes both ways.
That's a good bumper sticker.
And honestly,
the bumper
kind
sticker
of a cool thing. I think it was kind of cool. If she's like, oh, yeah.
Tina was banging gigolos before?
Yeah, I just decided one night I was going to cut through the mustard and just get what Mama needed. I'd be like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, listen, I don't know how I'm going to feel.
I'm probably an anomaly here. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
I'm for sure be in shock. I didn't.
That's okay.
Thank you.
It's valid that you can have shock. I'm not,
Thank you.
I'm not trying to oppress anybody's organic reaction.
There
to
will be
hearing that
shock
news,
and
by the
awe.
way. Yeah, and probably more curiosity, right?
Shock and awe. Mm-hmm. Will there be follow-up questions? I don't know. I wouldn't ask that question.
No further questions.
No further questions. I would hope we're not talking about this would come out.
See, we're watching Game of Thrones. Tim's never seen it, so he's really in now. We're on season 3. It's amazing. And, there's tons of betting happening with women of the city. And I asked him last night, because I ask all these inappropriate, terrible questions wives ask. And I was like, do you ever wish that, you could go back in time and be like a warrior like that and have all these naked women just sitting on your lap and they're from the house, the brothel down the street. And of course, he's not answering that honestly. He's like, no,
yeah, because I'm
baby.
sure it went down just like that.
Yeah.
And I gotta find out if that buddy is still married.
You got to think about the smells.
I haven't talked to him for a while, but he had some rough.
Everybody's.
He had some rough goes with that.
All right, I
bet you he wished he didn't know that.
One more thing, we got to take a break, and then we'll get to the sex toy of the week. Here's an either-or relationship question. Would you rather be the funny one in a relationship or be with somebody who makes you laugh? So over 12,000 Americans were asked what's more attractive on a date, someone who makes them laugh or someone who thinks they're funny? How do you think America went?
They want to be with somebody funny.
Yeah.
So they want to be with somebody who makes them laugh.
Yeah. I think so.
You guys think that's the answer?
Yeah. I don't know, man. People like when people like them. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I think when you make presence is important, and when you make someone feel like the most important person in the room, that resonates with people. And I think if you're reacting and laughing and you're enjoying and they feel like they're getting over on you, and they're like, oh, they love me. They love my whole thing. I could see people liking that a lot.
So somebody who makes them laugh. Or you be the funny one.
I think that I could see America liking someone thinking they're funny.
By a 4-to-1 margin, Mo said somebody who makes them laugh.
4-to-1.
4-to-1.
Nice.
Only 14% said being found funny is more attractive. 56% said someone who makes you laugh is, and 14% said, nah, sure. The other 16% said neither. So around 1 in 6 people don't think a sense of humor is an attractive trait in general.
What?
Amen. That's where I'm at.
That's right, Scott.
Yeah.
Those are the people that like to talk to you after the show.
Seniors especially don't have time for jokes.
Oh, come on.
30% of people 65 and older gave humor a thumbs down.
Oh, my goodness.
It depends on the scenario. Because, I
Which
mean,
means they're funny.
you have to admit that sometimes it just feels like people are trying really hard. And a lot of times you're trying to get to know somebody and you're like, you are trying so hard.
Well, and that's a turnoff because
that
it's like,
I don't believe what you're. I feel like it's sales. A lot of times, comedy in certain situations is sales. Like you're trying to sell me this personality, and I know you got to have more there.
Yeah.
And when you're leading this hard with this, what are you hiding?
But it's all sales. I disagree with that because I mean, I get it if it's somebody that feels like they're always on, but I've seen people in every facet of the world that are always on. Even like the serious person or the person that like is always trying to the one-upper. If any type of that personality sucks, regardless of if it's humor or not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I'm just saying, in this scenario, a lot of times when it's just like you can tell this person is trying to be the funny one. It's sales that isn't let up.
You know what it is?
I mean, I'm not seeing the different parts of the sales.
It's like, do you have an off switch? Like, can you shut this off?
But also, I would argue that's not funny. There's a difference between being funny and
being a tryhard.
Being a tryhard, yeah. If like all you're doing is like trying to ham fist Austin Powers quotes into every conversation, that's not humor.
And maybe that'll get you by for a little bit. Then it's like, all right, enough.
Yeah. And
I
get it.
I can see that.
I'm thinking more of like the overcharm. You know, the charmers. I just like that's a turn off to me. When I see that you are like selling this charm crap, I'm just
then it becomes greasy.
Yeah, I'm just
I know what you're talking about.
And you look around and you go, these people are buying this guy?
You're laying it on. You're laying it on a bit thick.
Right, yeah. I guess it's more charm than comedy, but I can understand why older people are like, I got no time for this.
Yeah, I got no time for this.
It's like the Milady guys.
That's right, Milady.
Yeah.
Hell out of
The
here.
Milady guys.
Can't handle that.
Listen, we got to take a break. We'll come back and Rafe will present the sex toy of the week. And it's got the word latrine in there, which...
Oh, goodness.
Hang tight. Speaking of shock and awe, hang tight.
All right, welcome back to the program. A couple minutes left. Tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot up to $820 million, so nobody won.
Is that all?
That's it. If somebody wins tomorrow night, they could take the 30-year annuity or the cash option for $422 million. Nobody's won since April 18th, just so you know. So tomorrow, Mega Millions, $820 million. Remember last week somebody hit that $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot in Southern California. I'm sorry, 1.08.
Still haven't come forward?
I didn't see anything.
Okay.
I didn't see anything. But tomorrow night, here we go. Everybody's jumping in, huh?
Have you been playing this whole time that you've been talking about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have. And by the way, me paying off anything of yours now is off the table. Powerball's been won.
How does that happen?
It's off the table.
Oh, so
if you win another $800 million something dollars or whatever, like, sorry, bro.
Now I was only talking Powerball with you. Now it's Mega Millions, something new.
Wow. Okay.
Now you got to jump in yourself.
All right.
And you don't have to do anything.
$4.
So.
$4. Danny Solomon doing the office pool. $4.
I know.
$4. That's it.
I've never been obsessed with the lottery. Like, this is the most I've ever talked about the lottery in my life is on this show.
That surprises me.
It drives me crazy.
I mean,
I've never been interested in either. We even have a cousin, Scott and I's cousin, has won probably like 20-something grand.
What?
Yeah, he's won like 4 or 5 times. Like, 10 grand here, 15 grand here, that kind of stuff. It's never been interesting to me, but for some reason you put the shame or the pressure or whatever the hell
There's
it is
something
on
going
me right now, and I don't want this weight.
I have it in the back of my head, like, every time I buy or every time I go, like on 44, there it was got the Powerball, Mega Millions. I'm going, do I need to buy it?
No, you just pass right by. When somebody talks about it, you just don't want it's a 1 in a gazillion chance that person you're talking to is going to win.
I know,
but it's almost like drugs.
So
like
you're
you're
am I going to go buy one?
Yeah, you're like, I'm doing drugs. I'm doing drugs.
And now I'm like, do I want to do those drugs?
Yeah, and if it goes great, I'll help you out with a little bit of drugs, but you'll really miss out.
Do the drugs.
You're a pusher, man.
Yeah, dude.
Do the drugs. Do the drugs.
I'm just surprised it's Southern Illinois.
I know, man.
You think that's a financial
retirement, dude? That is redneck retirement.
Let me back this up. So, Liquor Barrel in West Frankfort, Illinois.
Yeah.
Grandma, before we'd go to Mass on Saturday
Now
nights.
we're getting there.
Grandma would take me to the Liquor Barrel,
Talk about
where you
it.
could drive through, get your rocks off through the drive-through. She'd go in, she'd get the Mega Millions or whatever it was back in the 90s, and then I'd get the scratchers. And I would win big on the scratchers. I won like $10 one time. I was like 8 years old.
well,
It was a big deal.
Heck yeah.
My grandfather always used to play the numbers.
And then
Play
you
the
were hooked.
numbers.
Got to play the numbers. Every night there was the lottery drawing. Got to play the numbers.
What, do they still do it on TV? Like the numbers?
The woman who did the numbers in New York was like a celebrity. Her name was Yolanda Vega.
Yolanda Vega.
That's
And
cool.
you used to
man.
watch Yolanda Vega, I think at 9 or 10 o'clock every night, who would tell everybody the numbers.
But do they do it still? Do we know?
There was the pick 3 and pick 4 every night.
Dang.
And every once in a while, you'd hit a couple bucks.
They have to. They have to still do the numbers. I mean, they're filling time and they're trying to get
It's
people.
just online?
Yeah.
Is there
Did
an
they still
app?
do the New York pick 3 and pick? Do they do the pick 3 and pick 4 here?
These
so.
are all codes. I don't know
I
what
mean,
this
it looks
stuff
so
means.
cool too.
Like you pick 3 numbers.
The
That's
little
it.
balls would fly out.
How many games
Yeah.
are going on
A lot of games.
at one time?
It's all games.
I'm asking, like if you're playing the handful, like what are you doing? Well,
there's the
you said
Mega
Mega Millions. That's
There's
a national
Powerball.
one, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Powerball also national.
Yeah.
But then there's Missouri State Lottery,
Yeah.
and that's like probably the next one down in the queue as far as.
No, I think all these games are governed by whatever state it's being played in.
Some are conglomerate. Powerball, Mega Millions, those are conglomerate states. So those states all go into it. Sometimes it's 13 states, sometimes it's 15. However many states go into this pool, they all agree they're going to share the money and do this mega
Right.
lottery.
but you're
then
not-
there is state lotto underneath that. That's like your pick 3, your pick 5. Sometimes Powerball might be state. I'm not 100% sure about that. But like whatever the pick 5 is where there's like usually by the time you get to pick 5, there's like the final ball.
It seems like so much to keep track of that I probably just stay as
I
far
used
away
to-
from it as I have from
There's the
college football
Powerball.
because it sounds like college football to me.
Cash for
There's
life.
Powerball, yeah, Cash for Life. There's Mega Millions. There's the Lotto.
And see, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Lotto's 5 numbers or
either.
6.
It all sounds like college football. You guys are like the
6.
Pac-10 and the Big 5
And
and
sixth
whatever the
one
hell.
has to be like
I don't know what
is the
that
sixth
was.
one a specific,
I don't want to keep.
or is it
track
just
of
6 numbers?
Just 6 numbers.
Here's what I want.
I
I just
get
want to
it.
pick the numbers. I want to win, and then I want somebody else to
dude.
handle it for me.
Show me cash. Just
Right.
pick 4 and pick 3. Then you want to start? You want to start talking Keno?
Oh,
no, I don't. I
Even
got too much numbers going.
I thought that was on the
balls
TVs
in my head.
at the
let me tell you
casino.
something.
what is
pick 3 and pick 4 ain't as straightforward as it sounds either. I used to work at a gas station, and it's like I'll take a pick 3 611 box, 611
What?
straight. You can bet different.
Oh yeah.
What?
If you bet box, they can be in any. It's crazy, man. Like you can bet the number they come up in.
Yeah, and
Like
I
if
think
it's 371, and you bet it straight, and the 371 pops up, you get more money than if you just bet it. I think it's box is 37. It just means
It means you got the numbers.
You got the numbers,
Or you get it
right.
straight. It's the order which you.
and I'm may even be getting it wrong, dude.
How do you
but it's
know
like,
so much about?
yeah. See, and I know my
Because
personality.
my grandfather used to play the numbers.
I know my personality enough to know that on things like this, I'm all or nothing, and that's why I've just my personality has intentionally steered clear of this
Right.
because there's so much to know that I would need to know it all. I would need to go. Oh man, I know my chances are 1 in blah 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 billion, but I can decrease that by 1 million if I know what I'm
I'm
talking
telling
about.
you,
Like
if
Rafe,
I hit,
knows
you
what he's
ain't
talking
getting
about.
nothing.
We
So,
know. We
man.
know.
Nothing.
I would be like that though. I'd go in and be like, oh no, you play the 611 box because it's you have
they would too.
16th
They would educate me on why they were making the choices they made, and people would come. I mean, there were people coming in buying. They'd be rattling them off to me, and I'd be like, I had to learn to work the lotto machine at the gas station. Like I didn't know I didn't know what they were betting, but I knew how to put it into the machine.
Yeah.
And it was like very specific. So like there's games within the games within the games.
Yeah.
Of, like you can double, triple your money, and the ones that really love it,
Can't do it.
They know all.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ins and outs.
I can't do it because I won't dip a toe. I'll dive.
All right, here we go. Here's some
No
sports.
diving.
All right, Moon, what do you got?
Sports brought to you or presented by DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, dine at DraftKings at Casino Queen. The Cardinals starting pitcher Jordan Montgomery allowed 7 runs in the first 3 innings as the Cards lost their 3rd in a row, 7-2, to the Chicago Cubs in the finale of their 4-game series at Wrigley Field. The Cards came into the series with an opportunity to gain some ground on the Cubs, who are currently 3rd in the NL Central. But they didn't, and
Nope.
they're
And
now
they blew it.
4.5 games behind the Cubs. Cards play the Diamondbacks in Arizona tonight with a start of 8:40 Central.
And Adam Wainwright starts tonight, back off the DL. So how about that, huh?
Super tight. Blues fans can visit stlouisblues.com/Hall of Fame and or log into their Blue Natix account to cast their vote for the Blues legend that they feel is most deserving of being enshrined in Blues history. The voting for the Blues Hall of Fame happens now until Monday, July 31st at noon. So from now until next week.
Read off somebody like the more notable, like the ones that maybe we would know.
David Backus, Kelly Chase, Pavel Dimitra, Grant Fuhrer, Barrett Jackman, friend of the show, Curtis Joseph, Adam Oates. Jimmy Roberts, Brendan Shanahan, Alexander Steen, Keith Kachuk, Pierre Turgeon, Tony Twist, all up on there.
Wow. So start voting at noon today. I think it goes to the 31st.
Yeah, next Monday. Right? Is it?
Yeah, it's next Monday.
Following a nearly 4-hour weather delay, St. Louis City SC dropped the opening match of their Leagues Cup campaign 2-1 to the Columbus Crew. City SC have the deficit late in the second half with a cross off of a corner kick from midfielder Indiana Vasilev that deflected off a Columbus player into the goal, but the team couldn't find the equalizer afterward. Now, City hosts Liga MX Heavyweight Club America on July 27th to complete their Leagues Cup group stage action. That'll be big. That's pretty cool. Also pretty cool. A consistent power source and brilliant defender, respectively, stars Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland, formerly of the Cardinals. They entered baseball immortality on Sunday, became the latest inductees into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, accepted their plaques, took their place among the greatest who have ever played the game. McGriff, that dude cranked almost 500 home runs. I forgot how good he was.
I thought he was already in the Hall of Fame. That's crazy.
19-year big league career, split among 6 teams. A key role in the 95 World Series champion Braves. He's a big deal. Congratulations to him. Yeah. And then Scott Rowland. Dude won 8 Gold Gloves, one of the greatest defensive third basemen to play the game, and he starred in the 2006 World Series as the Cardinals won their first title in 24 years.
Who did he go in as? A Cardinal?
I did not see that.
I thought he did.
He played 5 postseasons, including 2 World Series, and was a 7-time All-Star during a 17-year career spent with 4 clubs. Get this. Now, he was the first player to debut at under 10% voting that will still be inducted by that BBWAA vote. He's the 18th third baseman to enter the Hall.
When you said BBW.
BBWAA, yes.
Yeah, I got good news.
Big, beautiful women.
Now, he is only the 18th third baseman to enter the Hall. That is the least represented fielding position among inductees. Rowland, who suited up for the Cardinals, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, and the Reds, called his career, quote, 20 years of hypertension and acid reflux that he wouldn't trade for anything. Congratulations to Scott Rowland. I've heard nothing but incredible things about him as a man.
On the plaque there, he's got the Cardinals hat.
Oh, all right.
That's sweet. Another Cardinal in there.
Cool. I'm mooning That's Your Sports because some of us love playing with balls.
I know. Real quick before we go to break, the Lionel Messi debut on Friday night with Miami.
Yeah.
Anybody see it?
It can be summed up by 2 clips. One, Kim Kardashian, and who else was on
LeBron.
And LeBron. And then the next clip is him putting in like a video game free kick to win the game. That was just
so Lionel Messi won the game for Miami.
It was
He didn't start, so he only played like 20 minutes. So people paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for a ticket.
Bummer.
And
he didn't start.
And they watched the last place team in the East play for 60 minutes without the guy.
It was a cool moment when he got onto the field. The place went
Tickets
nuts.
were $100K a piece.
Oh, people were paying
that
much money to watch Messi debut in the MLS.
Why do you not start?
Yeah,
because the coach had made it clear during the week, like, hey, he's been off for a month. He's not in condition to play 90 minutes.
Oh.
Huh.
Like, that's a lot of running.
Yeah, you think
he's going to play.
That's his job, though. I get that you want to preserve your players. Don't at me about it, but that's his job.
Yeah, you think you at least start him and then sit him for a while in the game or something?
Yeah,
and that way the fans go crazy.
If you're planning on having him not play the full 90, you bring him in.
You put him at the end.
This is the way to go.
He played maybe the last 20, 25 minutes.
And honestly, it doesn't matter. All those people, I'm sure, that spent too much money, because that's too much money.
Way too much.
I'm sure they were all bitching and moaning until they weren't, because that clip, go look at that clip, that shot and the whole celebration and everything. I mean, it was TV worthy.
Oh, and everybody
was
said, dude,
movie
scripted, man.
worthy.
It was scripted.
Yeah, but it was so beautiful, and all of them were a part of that history. They're in the videos. They were there. So, honestly, they got their money's worth, even with only 15 minutes.
$100 grand.
$100,000 for that.
Is that your money's worth?
It is, because, you know why? Because they wanted to be there as a part of history, and they got to not only be a part of history, but they got to be a part of, like, movie history. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the fact that he scored that game-winning goal is
crazy.
Did you see the video?
Of course not. I mean,
we'll watch it during the break.
All right.
Of course,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty. All right, we'll take one final break. We'll come back and wrap her up. All right, that is it for us. Donnie Fandango is next. Thank you all for tuning in. Today's Pappy's Recappy.
Brought to you by Pappy's Smokehouse. St. Peter's is your summer barbecue headquarters. Highway 70 and Mid-Rivers Mall Drive. Everything we covered on the show today, it was Monday, so we played some 3 and 5. We had some fun with that.
We really did.
Sexy Time Fun Facts. If you lost your virginity, there's a guy out there, he's asking this. He lost his virginity via a prostitute that his dad paid for, and his girlfriend's asking about the story, and he doesn't want to tell her. So he's looking for advice. We really actually dug into that story pretty well. Got all of our opinions on Sexy Time Fun Facts. Also, would you rather be the funny one or be with somebody that's funny? And, that Quincy guy was with the horses again. God dang.
Yeah, Quincy guy with the horses again.
And a New York plastic surgeon is offering you the Barbie Dream Experience with a full-body makeover, and it'll only cost you $120,000. Get all the information with Crap on Celebrity Sports and your Rizz News up on the blog, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. Today's podcast is available on all podcast directories, on our YouTube as well, Apple, and, of course, Spotify. And the title is Jam One in My Naval.
Okay. Learn anything else?
No.
Moon.
No, man, just energy up.
Rafe.
Follow me on the socials. I am Rafe Wiliams.
Scott.
Follow me on X at King Scott Rules.
All right. Well, thank you, Scott. We leave
Not
you
that
with a
cool
selection
sounding.
from our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From New Baden, Illinois, Andrew Moore is our Team Rizz member.
Yes.
And Andrew wants to hear this song, and here it is, and we will see you tomorrow. Donnie next. Bye.
Energy up!